This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over. The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, Ticketmaster, Charles D. Sheehy, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From Canada Life Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, it's Boston Bruins hockey as tonight the Bruins embark on a 5-game road trip taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Great to have you along. Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. The Bruins come in riding a season-best 4-game winning streak. On Saturday, they trailed Philadelphia 3-1 going into the third period, rallied to tie the game, and then Pavel Zacha scoring the game winner in overtime. Interim head coach Joe Sacco likes the way his team fought back in that game.
You know, the game ultimately comes down to winning your share of battles, one-on-one battles, if you want to call them that. You're not going to win them all because there's another team playing out there too, but you got to win your share, and you know, good on him for winning that one there, and we get the OT winner.
Yeah, the play that he's referring to, of course, is the overtime winner, right? You've got Pavel Zacha and you've got David Pastrnak in the corner. They're battling for a puck, and eventually they come out with it, and it's Pastrnak that comes out with it. He goes around the net, fights off a back check there, and he's able to center that puck for an open Pavel Zacha, who for the second time in a row buries the OT winner from Pastrnak. So good work there. Great comeback for the Bruins. You know, you don't want to go down in games. You'd still like the power play to be a little bit more effective in that game. They had plenty of opportunities against the Flyers. Flyers took some penalties. There was a little bickering back and forth between the teams, started by John Tortorella. I think he was deflecting a little bit because his team took too many penalties. He was blaming the Bruins for diving or claiming that the Bruins were diving. I went back and watched them. You know, Lorei did not dive. He lost his balance, so maybe a bad call by the referee, but he lost his balance. Shouldn't have been a penalty, but they called it a penalty. And Pastrnak stepped on the stick of Couturier when he reached in. That's a tripping call. It's unfortunate. He didn't mean to do it, but it's a tripping call. That's called all the time. You know, the only one that they have any, bearing on is the one where McAvoy, I thought McAvoy went down pretty easily when Konechny made contact with him in between the two benches. But he failed to say that it started with his own player in
Matvei Michkov. It went down pretty easily as well.
It started the whole thing.
Yep.
And that's why McAvoy was so upset and went back at him, and everything kind of got going after that. But his team started. I think he was deflecting it because the second game in a row that he gave up a lead, and he took too many penalties in doing it. Whatever his motive was in that one, certainly he tried to get his point across. But the Bruins were able to come back in that game, battle back in that game, and finally get the W. So they finished the homestand, or the home-heavy part of their schedule here recently, on a good note, and now you've got a completely different challenge coming on the road and facing a hungry Winnipeg Jets team.
Yeah, the Bruins now 7-2 since Joe Sacco took the reins. 6 of those 9 games have been at TD Garden tonight. As I mentioned, the start of a 5-game road trip, and all 5 games will be against teams that are currently at 500 or better. Sacco says this trip's going to be a good test.
I'd like to see how we respond on the road. I think it tells a lot about your team when you get on the road, about the identity of your group and how you respond in those different environments. So we're going to face, obviously, one of the better teams in the league our next game. I won't look too far ahead because Winnipeg's obviously going to be a nice challenge for us. But I think it's important that we remain true to our identity, and that's what's given us success lately. But it's a test on the road for us, and I think that's where you see your group and how you respond when you don't have the last change on the ice, and you have matchups that you're not in control of, how guys respond to those different situations.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be different. I mean, and this is a kind of a different animal anyhow. We always love coming out to Western Canada. I know Seattle's, kind of the next game for the Bruins, but Western Canada, whether it's here in Winnipeg, whether it's Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, all part of this road trip. They're fun places to go and play. Calgary's a unique barn. This place is a unique barn. It's some different arenas that you play in. Edmonton's got a new rink. Vancouver's got a newer rink. But it's really kind of it's a different feel out here. You know, it's all hockey all the time. You know, lots of snow. It's cold. It's you know, it's Winnipeg. That's where you are right now, and it's just like you get a good vibe. And this building's a small building, and it's the people are kind of on top of you. They had a little trouble with attendance. You know, I think that they've had some issues there here this season, and that's a shame because this is a fun team to watch. They play the game the right way. They're a hard team to play against. I know they've come under some hard times here recently. They've lost 5 out of their last 7, but they had such a tremendous start to the season. They probably weren't going to keep that pace up. So a little bit of a market correction here for Winnipeg, but they're a good hockey team. They're missing a couple players, but they're still pretty deep, and they come at you in waves, and they play the right way, and that's something that Joe Sacco talked about with us earlier today that you'll hear later on here in the pregame show. But that's the reputation that they're building around the league right now, one of the top teams in the league because of the way that they play.
Fun place to be. I could do without the 4 below wind chill when we checked in yesterday. The Bruins, Brad Marchand, 3 goals in the last 2 games. He now leads the team at 11 on the season, and despite the recent success, some things he'd like to see cleaned up.
Still need to manage the game a little bit better at times. Always clean up your D zone. You know, we've been working on our defensive structure a lot in the neutral zone and then obviously in the D zone. So our biggest strength is always how we defend. We got away from that a little bit, and that's where we're starting to have success again. We're defending better. Obviously goals are coming, which usually comes, and what I mean by that is through the neutral zone, everything you defend well, you create turnovers and opportunities, and that's when a lot of goals are scored. We're doing a better job at that. Even our defensive structure coming out of the D zone, we scored a couple goals on it last game. So things that we need to continue to build on. But yeah, just managing games, I think, is an area we can get better at. You know, whether it's being up by a goal, down by a goal, tie games, late in periods, stuff like that. We can still be better there.
Yeah, real quick, it's not always going to be perfect, but they got away from it a little bit last game in terms of managing the puck. There were some turnovers in bad areas, the blue lines specifically. And, you know, as that game kind of unfolded, I thought, guys, you know, you get behind a little bit, you try to do a little bit more, and there was some, you know, there was some managing of pucks, is what they like to call it, that needed to get cleaned up a little bit. And I think that they allowed some more slot chances that they would like in a game. And again, like, you know, they always preach it. We preach it. It's not going to be perfect, but you want to limit those opportunities. You want to take as many as you can away. You want to make them work for their good grade A chances. And I thought that the Bruins gave them a couple good grade A chances last game.
We've got the Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets coming up on our pregame show. We will go around the NHL, including Shane Gostisbehere and the Hurricanes at home tonight.
He sends it in deep. Sent across. Gostisbehere shoots, he scores! And a 5-on-5 goal for Carolina gets him up 1-0.
We'll hear more from Joe Sacco as he prepares for tonight's game.
They have a solid team, but you really have to test out their down low coverage. Otherwise, we're going to be testing out ours too much, and we don't want to do that.
And up next, we'll take a closer look at tonight's opponent, the Winnipeg Jets.
Shifley back toward the line. Near side, Connor takes a pass, moves in, shoots and scores! It's a power play goal for Kyle Connor. Winnipeg opens up the scoring.
That's all on the way here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends, all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
You don't have to be a gymnast to make your best friend's taste buds flip. Just bring them some Pepperoni Original Beef Dog Treats. To learn more about Pepperoni Original Beef Flavor Snacks, go to pepperoni.com. That's PUPPERONI.com.
Hey, it's O. And just like the quarterback is the heartbeat of a team, your kitchen is the heartbeat of your home. Want to give your kitchen a fresh new look without breaking that bank? Then go to my guys at Luxury Makeover. They'll reface your kitchen cabinets instead of replacing them, saving you time and money. And for a limited time, they're offering 24 months with no interest, no payments. Reach them today at LuxuryMakeover.com. Tell them Zoe sent you. You're going to save an additional 15% off the project. Luxury Makeover. They spread smiles, one home at a time.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, Jew. Hey! Tullamore Jew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons Inc., New York.
Hey, it's Mads. Are you tired of spending money repairing your heating or AC system year over year? Well, stop the cycle of costly repairs with Rodenhiser Home Services Fix It Forward program. Just show Rodenhiser any past repair bill, and they'll apply up to $550 as a down payment toward a brand new energy-efficient heating or AC system. And the repair bill can be from any HVAC company. Fix It Forward ends December 31st, so visit Rodenhiser.com/fixitforward to schedule a free consultation today. Nice people, great service since 1928.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
10 seconds to go. Miller didn't like the read. Curls back. Now for Stanley. 5 seconds to go. It'll be 2 straight losses for the Winnipeg Jets at home. And that'll do it. Columbus wins the hockey game tonight by a score of 4-1.
Back here in Winnipeg, where the Jets earlier this season set an NHL record. They became the first team in league history to start a season winning 15 of their first 16 games. Since that time, it's been a 5-8 record over the last 13. That included a 4-1 loss against Columbus on Sunday. And head coach Scott Arniel trying to get his team back to where they were earlier this season.
We talked about it. We're not looking for excuses based on the schedule. There's not that this is hockey. There's things that happen out there that you're in charge of and you can handle, and whether that's not having your legs one night or not having, maybe you're not feeling, maybe there's some injuries, whatever it might be, you have to grind your way through it, and everybody else does.
So what's changed between the first 16 games and the last 13?
Our offense is kind of based on, getting pucks, working it from low to high, and then trying to create the separation with the opposition's defense, and then work to get pucks there. And that's one area we got to continually to improve on. Is that earlier on we had a real mindset of we're attack mode all the time, and now we're maybe a little bit at times looking for that one extra pass, and this is the time when you need the volume sometimes.
Yeah, Scott Arniel, so he took over for Rick Bowness. Rick Bowness stepped down, retired as the coach, and Scott Arniel takes over. Scott Arniel spent a lot of time as the head coach last year when Rick Bowness had to be away for family reasons. So, he's not, and he's coached in Columbus before as well. So he's got the head coaching experience. He's done a nice job, right? 15 games to start the season with wins. They've hit some skids here recently. His mood's changed a little bit. We had a chance to spend a little bit of time with the general manager yesterday, and Kevin Cheveldayoff here, who we go way back with, and Chevy was telling us that he's not going to use the schedule as an excuse, but it's real. Out of the last 10 road games that they've had, 7 have been out of their time zone. So it's for the Bruins, who haven't complained, but we look at the schedule and say it just doesn't make sense sometimes, but the Western teams have it far worse. No matter how you look at it and how you slice it, they've got it far worse. And they've had to do a lot of traveling. There's been a lot of back and forth, and I think maybe it caught up to them a little bit, and they probably weren't a 15-in-a-row win, type of team, but they're a good hockey team, and to underestimate them would be wrong for the Bruins. So lost 5 out of their last 7 games. Part of it's because of the power play that struggled a little bit. You've only gone 3 for 21 on the power play. At the beginning of the season, they were number 1 by a mile on the power play. So now it's started to dry up a little bit for them here. They're trying to get going in that direction as well.
Yeah, and their captain, Adam Lowry, talked this week about what they need to do to get back to those winning ways.
I think that's something that we definitely need to get back to is, being a little more direct. I think, if we have plays, we still have to try and make the plays, obviously. But, delivering pucks to the net, can hit a body, sometimes forces a guy to lose a guy, take a penalty. And, it's that's kind of how we need to start generating some more offense.
Lowry and the Jets looking for just their 3rd win in their last 8 here tonight against the Bruins. Well, coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Matt McCarthy, and then back to Winnipeg here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends, all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
Hey, it's O. And just like the quarterback is the heartbeat of a team, your kitchen is the heartbeat of your home. Want to give your kitchen a fresh new look without breaking that bank? Then go to my guys at Luxury Makeover. They'll reface your kitchen cabinets instead of replacing them, saving you time and money. And for a limited time, they're offering 24 months with no interest, no payments. Reach them today at LuxuryMakeover.com. Tell them Zoe sent you, you're going to save an additional 15% off the project. Luxury Makeover. They spread smiles, one home at a time.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol, William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins and Jets in Winnipeg tonight. Puck drop coming your way shortly. Busy night so far at the winter meetings in baseball. Yankees signing Max Fried, lefty, to an 8-year, $218 million contract. Chris Cotillo reports the Red Sox were significantly behind the Yankees' offer and are now preparing to pursue righty Corbin Burns. Elsewhere, the Blue Jays improving, trading for second baseman Andres Jimenez from the Guardians. Patriots activated offensive lineman Cole Strange from the PUP list today. They cut wide receiver KJ Osborne. Pats also signed kicker John Parker Romo to the practice squad. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, now open in Raynham, Reading, and Braintree. I'm Matt McCarthy. RJ and Bob go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Ugh, time to tackle my to-do list.
You mean all those doctor's appointments you've been putting off?
Exactly. I think this says eye exam?
Just book one on ZocDoc. You can search all kinds of doctors by availability, specialty, location, and read reviews from real patients.
Okay, what about a primary care doc and a dermatologist?
Again, ZocDoc. Gastroenterologist next?
Nope. Brunch.
You've got more options than you know. Download the free ZocDoc app to book today.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days with a sporty new Civic, Accord, HR-V, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Accord or CR-V, a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic, and a 3.9% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram Teen Accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets coming up as we go around the NHL. Some games already in progress tonight. The Devils hosting the Maple Leafs. That one scoreless after one.
Toronto 4-5-2 on the road so far this season. New Jersey, a very good record, 18-10-2 coming into the game.
Late first period in Pittsburgh, the Avalanche have a 2-0 lead over the Penguins.
On the near side, Lazat to the elbow right in the middle of his back. It's pushed ahead by McKinnon. He'll straight through the circle and shoot and score! Nathan McKinnon!
Yeah, Colorado leading that game 2-0. Pittsburgh's won 6 out of their last 10, 6-3-1 in their last 10 games, and Colorado's made some major changes to they've completely changed their goaltending from the beginning of the season. They've gotten rid of the two goaltenders that started the season, and they brought in Blackwood and Wedgwood. Can't make that up. Those are the two goaltenders.
A lot of wood back there. It's Hurricanes and Sharks at the end of one.
Celebrini now. Nice move, and then another. And now comes into the zone with Cunnin. He'll pull the trigger and scores! And the Sharks tie it up.
Yeah, San Jose taking on Carolina. Carolina's been playing some good hockey here recently. And this is it's 1-1 right now. It looks like at the end of one period. San Jose comes in, lost 2 in a row. Carolina lost their previous game as well.
Philadelphia Flyers have grabbed a 2-0 lead over Columbus after one.
On for the Flyers, Drysdale to Frost. Morgan Frost, right back to Drysdale. He'll shuffle it off to Tippett for the shot. He scores! Owen Tippett remains red hot. 5 goals in 5 games, and the Flyers have a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, both these teams, the Flyers and the Blue Jackets, at 500 right now. It seems like a lot of teams are hovering around that 500 mark, and these are two of them.
They're underway out on Long Island with the Kings and the Islanders scoreless early on. Calgary will visit Nashville tonight. Tampa's at Edmonton. The Utah Hockey Club will host Minnesota. The Blues are at the Canucks, and the Panthers out west to take on Seattle. We've got the Bruins and the Jets coming up here in Winnipeg. We'll hear from interim head coach Joe Sacco when we return on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Mix up your cat's mealtime with the Meow Mix playlist. Meow Mix has epic soundtracks for cats to jam out to, great eats, and tasty beats. The perfect mix of delicious flavors to help you connect with your cat and make them say, meow. Meow Mix Original Choice Cat Food. The only one cats ask for by name. To learn more, visit meowmix.com/remix.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends, all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
Hey, it's O. And just like the quarterback is the heartbeat of a team, your kitchen is the heartbeat of your home. Want to give your kitchen a fresh new look without breaking that bank? Then go to my guys at Luxury Makeover. They'll reface your kitchen cabinets instead of replacing them, saving you time and money. And for a limited time, they're offering 24 months with no interest, no payments. Reach them today at LuxuryMakeover.com. Tell them Zoe sent you, you're going to save an additional 15% off the project. Luxury Makeover. They spread smiles, one home at a time.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code BLOCK and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code BLOCK. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Joe Sacco is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Joe, as you get set to take on Winnipeg here today, maybe take a look at the road trip. Kind of what's the message been after a nice homestand you guys have had, or a lot of home games, let's put it that way. You guys are on a pretty good run right now. Now you've got 5 in a row on the road. Just what's the focus been over the last couple of days as you get your team ready for that?
Yeah, I think it's right now this is a good test for us to get on the road here, play against, obviously some really quality opponents. Every team is hard. Doesn't matter where they are in the standings. Every game presents different challenges. So, but for us to get on the road, I think you can get a real identity of your group when you play on the road to see where you're at and what your team looks like. You don't have the advantage of home, of matchups like you do at home. So other guys are going to get tested differently. So there's a lot to like about being on the road. And I think for us as a staff, it gives us a chance again to engage where our team is at.
You've got, a bunch of games now under your belt and you've had some good success. Tell me, if you will, how have things changed in terms of doling out responsibilities for your assistant coaches?
Right now, we're in the middle of that process right now with trying to figure things out. There's a lot more that comes my way right now, obviously. That's no secret. But we're trying to, like Chris Kelly right now is doing more work with the penalty kill. And then we have like myself and a couple other, one of the other coaches helping a little bit more with the power play, just to try to change it up a little bit too. Maybe some different ideas, some different looks, but that's still a work in progress right now for our group, figuring that out. But we are making some subtle changes.
You talked a little bit this morning about the power play. You were asked about it and using the middle of the ice or using the bumper and Lindholm. How much emphasis is that right now for you guys?
Well, it depends on what kind of power play you're seeing. Tonight we're going to see more of a push down, we call it, where they push down on our half wall forward and their other forwards taking away the middle of the ice. So that may or may not present itself, but I still think for us it's more about getting the puck to the front of the net from the outside. Like our second unit, so-called second unit, has done a really good job of simplifying the power play lately. They get 2 on the inside, the pucks are going there. Freddie's goal was a perfect example. We have 2 at the net. He's able to pick up a rebound and put in the back of the net. I think we need a little bit more of that. I know our other group is a little different look. They have the skill level's different, right, on both units, but simplifying, I think, would be good with 2 on the inside and getting that puck into the front of the net. It really does. It creates chaos for the penalty kill when the puck comes into the slot.
Charlie McAvoy last game, it seemed like, he's always engaged, but he really got engaged there in that third period. I don't know if that drew kind of everybody into it a little bit more. Would that be fair to say?
I think it's very fair to say he was certainly physically engaged right from the start. And, when you have one of your top players like him or Marshy, when they start playing like that, you just can't help everybody else. It drags you into the battle more, and that was definitely a byproduct of what happened last game. He was, he was physically involved. He was skating, and he had one of his better games all around, and that's a great sign for us.
Specifically on the Jets here today, what have you seen from them? I know that they've had a little dip in their play here recently and lost some games, but certainly had a great start to the season.
Yeah, they're a solid team, I think, in every aspect. Their power play's 3rd in the league. Offensively, they do a lot of good things from the top of the circles to the back of the net. Very good team on the cycle. They possess the puck well. They're just a solid 5-on-5 team. I said it earlier. They play the game the right way. They reload well. They get above pucks. They have a collective buy-in over there. And I know that they've been struggling a little bit as of late, and then obviously they have the goaltender too. So we've got to be really cognizant of making sure that we're making it hard on him tonight.
Last question for you. Is there an area you look to attack, or you think that there's a little bit of a weakness there?
Well, I mean, I think that we can, like most coaches will say this all the time, but I do really believe that if you can make them defend from the top of the circles down, especially with the bottom pair defensemen, and even they have a solid team, but you really have to test out their down low coverage. Otherwise, we're going to be testing out ours too much. And we don't want to do that, right? Like, we want to test out their coverage more. And I think off the rush, too. I think there's opportunities for our team off the rush. Sometimes they seem to maybe, if their D aren't gapped up properly, I think our forwards can take advantage of some inside ice.
Last one for you, I lied. So when you work it down low, they're going to collapse a little bit. And you were talking a little bit earlier about the point shots and how they have to get through, and through with people in front of the net, so with a purpose.
Yeah, I think that comes back to our row zone space and making sure that we're in the proper spots. We need a good F3 high on the strong side of the ice there. We need our D ready at the blue line. And when we win those puck battles, those one-on-one battles, we have to work our way to the front of the net.
Thanks, Joe. Good luck here tonight.
Okay, thanks.
That's head coach Joe Sacco. Bruins, Jets are next.
But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
This is Boston's most listened to sports station. Boston's home for sports. 98.5 Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group station.
Now Pasternak's got it. He's dealing with Tippett. Comes around in front. Score! Pasternak to Zacha for the game winner, and the Bruins come from 2 down to win it. Saturday's win against the Flyers improved the Bruins' record to 7-2 under interim head coach Joe Sacco. And as the team begins their longest road trip of the season so far, Sacco believes the next test is coming at a good time.
It's a good time for us with the way we're playing, I think, right now. And we're gonna get tested to see how our game is on the road. And I think that's a true sign of the identity of your team is how you play on the road.
The trip starts tonight in Winnipeg as the Bruins face off against the Jets, and it's coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pasternak wins the series for the Bruins.
The rebound to Trent Frederick, and the Bruins are back in front by 2.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand, it'll save Thomas.
Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, Ticketmaster, Charles D. Sheehy, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Moving in. Backhand score, a penalty shot for Raymond Bourque.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1.
Bergeron! And the Bruins win the series!
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
Getting ready for game 1 of this 5-game road trip for the Bruins as they take on the Winnipeg Jets. What's the biggest key against a team this good?
Not X's and O-wise here. I think just being ready for this road trip, and it starts here today. You've got some tough teams coming up, some teams that have been playing some very good hockey here, and Winnipeg hasn't played their best hockey recently, but they're capable of it by the way that they started the season. And if you get through all the layers that they have, you still got to get through Connor Hellebuck at the other end. So I think just being prepared to play, because I think Winnipeg's going to come out flying.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We'll drop the puck on this one in Winnipeg. Coming up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You don't have to be a gymnast to make your best friend's taste buds flip. Just bring them some Pepperoni Original Beef Dog Treats. To learn more about Pepperoni Original Beef Flavor Snacks, go to pepperoni.com. That's PUPPERONI.com.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends, all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
Hey, it's Zoe. And just like the quarterback is the heartbeat of a team, your kitchen is the heartbeat of your home. Want to give your kitchen a fresh new look without breaking that bank? Then go to my guys at Luxury Makeover. They'll reface your kitchen cabinets instead of replacing them, saving you time and money. And for a limited time, they're offering 24 months with no interest, no payments. Reach them today at luxurymakeover.com. Tell them Zoe sent you. You're going to save an additional 15% off the project. Luxury Makeover. They spread smiles one home at a time.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
First of two meetings between the Bruins and the Winnipeg Jets about to get underway. Winnipeg will pay their visit to TD Garden coming up on January the 30th. Bruins trying to keep things rolling after that come-from-behind win over Philadelphia in overtime on Saturday. Jets looking to turn things around after a 4-1 loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets here on Sunday. As we get ready for tonight's opening face-off, festivities underway down below and on the ice level here at the Canada Life Center. Let's get tonight's national anthems, both the American and the Canadian anthems prior to this one.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Getting set for the opening face-off here in Winnipeg between the Jets and the Bruins. We'll take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for the Winnipeg Jets, one of the best in the league. That's Connor Hellebuck. On defense, the pairing of Hayden Fleury and Neil Pionk. And up front, Cole Perfetti, Vladimir Nemesnikov, and Nikita Chibrikov. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman in goal, Jordan Osterley and Charlie McAvoy, your defensemen. And up front, Trent Frederick, Charlie Coyle, Mark Kastelik. The starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Now through the end of the year, all DraftKings customers will get a special daily promo every single day. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SportsHub to take advantage. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
And the first 5 minutes of today's game presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first five contestant of the game is Glenn Boyer of Clarksburg, Mass. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Glenn will win a pair of tickets for a future Bruins game, courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will defend down to our left, shoot the end to our right here in the first period, and Swayman forced to cover the puck up right away.
Well, it came off the back wall, right? The puck was dumped all the way down the ice, came off the back wall. Lively boards. especially on clean ice. Swayman had to be alert to make sure that puck didn't sneak back out in front.
So there'll be a defensive zone face-off right off the bat here for the Bruins. We'll have a quick meeting of the minds before lining up for the face-off. Kastelik will stand in against Nemesnikov on the draw. Now, Nemesnikov gets asked to leave, so Cole Perfetti will get in there. And as they drop it below us, face-off is controlled by the Bruins. Off the near side boards, past Charlie Coyle out to neutral ice, controlled by the Jets. Pionk in the neutral zone. Moved it ahead.
Penalty coming up early on.
Interference the call.
I think it's going to go to Frederick. Right in front of the Bruins bench.
So just 25 seconds in, and Winnipeg's power play will get a chance to go to work here.
Yeah, I say that's a penalty.
Frederick looking up at the
he's not happy about
video
it,
board, but
I don't know if it's interference. I mean, it's
borderline late.
Borderline, but yeah, now that I saw it again on the replay, it's a little closer than what I thought initially.
So
they deem it interference.
Interference called. Tight standard early. Puck comes out into the neutral zone here, and it'll be taken by Josh Morrissey.
That was against Chibrikov, who's in the lineup here today, and playing right wing with Nemesnikov and Perfetti.
Called up from the AHL to walk down the hall.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a puck poked away in the neutral ice by Zacha, and the Bruins shorthanded here move forward. Zacha from the near circle with a shot. Hellebuck made the save. Rebound taken off the far boards and moved ahead. Up into the Bruins zone comes Scheifele. Dropped off for Morrissey at the left point. Over to the far side. They'll get it back to Morrissey now, center of the blue line. He takes a shot, redirected up and over the net. Fedorov spins it around the far boards and out past Perfetti. Or Kyle Connor, rather.
That puck tipped in front there by Velarde. He used the high tip on the wrist shot from the point.
In front of his own net is Pionk. There's Chibrikov handing off for Nemesnikov. Deflected near the Boston blue line, and the Bruins have it with McAvoy sending out into the neutral ice for Marchand. Bounced off his stick. Nemesnikov regains here for the Jets. Pionk will work his way to the red line, dumps it down the far right wing boards. Around the near side, it is pushed back behind the Bruins net by Peak, and now he's held against the boards by Iafallo. Taken by Marchand, moving around behind the net. Gets into it with Niederreiter. Puck grabbed and brought to the side of the net by Chibrikov. Bruins will get it out. Flipped all the way down ice. Hellebuck will come out to play it. 25 seconds left on the Frederick penalty.
Marchand, he was trying to get that puck out, and Niederreiter wasn't having any of it. He was right in his face.
Moving ahead is Hayden Fleury. Through the neutral ice, Scheifele. Outside pass comes all the way across to DeMello along the near side. He lost it to Charlie Coyle, and Coyle will send it all the way down, and that will kill off the rest of the penalty.
Real good kill. You had the tip by Velarde, the high tip by him, and then you also had Chibrikov taking that puck to the net, but really no danger for the Bruins.
Kepke getting in on the forecheck. Holding the Jets back in their own zone. Now Connors got it in the neutral ice. Pass across ice. Came instead to the Bruins. Nikita Zadorov gets it on into the Jet zone, and he's going to go all the way in behind the net. Zadorov trying to leave it in the corner.
Yeah, I couldn't pull it off the boards. It was up on edge, and it was right against the boards.
Pushed out of the zone. Zadorov backing through the neutral ice. Deals it to the near side for Peak from the red line. He'll play it softly down the right wing boards. Spun around far side by Fleury. Kept in by Lohrei. Shot went off the backboards. It'll come to Peak along the near side. Taps it around Connor. Digging for it near side. Geeky. That's forced out of his zone as Lowry pushes it up toward the Boston end. Peak will play it around toward the far side. Lohrei there. Now here's David Pastrnak. He turns it up ice from his own blue line to the red. He'll rattle it around the boards. It jumps past Hellebuck behind the net. Comes back toward Morrissey in the near corner. He'll angle a pass up the near boards, and Morgan Barron played it on into the Boston zone. Osterley backhanding it toward the near side. McAvoy pokes it into open ice, and out near the blue line, Marchand grabs it. Now he pivots up ice. Marchand knocked off balance coming through neutral ice, stays with it, moves it down the right wing. Circle, a centering pass. Lindholm off balance. Missed the first effort, got a second chance at it, and got it to the net. But now the Jets will come back the other way. Iafallo cutting toward the left wing side against Osterley. Throws one towards Swayman, who sticked it away from his crease. Brazo to Marchand, and Marchand going to dump one in on Hellebuck, who gloves it, and Brazo gets into his face and forces the whistle for the face-off in the offensive zone.
Yeah, Lindholm, the first chance here for the Bruins. It was a good rush by Marchand up through the neutral zone. He's going to push his way down the right wing side and then try to find Elias Lindholm in the kind of the low slot, shading in the right wing circle. Kind of missed the first one, but did get a second opportunity. I watched him this morning. It might not mean a thing, you know, and we talked about it a little bit this morning. He had the hot stick this morning. I mean, he had some good goals. Did Elias Lindholm. Like I said, might not translate into anything, but it's good to see the puck going in for him, and hopefully it does translate into games.
He had a few of those on the power play, too, so hopefully that bodes well for that first power play unit.
Winnipeg doesn't take a ton of penalties. They're taking, what, 25 less, give or take, than the Bruins have so far this season?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
Actually, 27 if you add the Frederick one on there now.
There you go.
As Perfetti offside near the Boston blue line here. So we're just about 4.5 minutes in. No score here in Winnipeg.
I mean, the Bruins have had over 100 power play opportunities this year. They've also had to kill off over 100 chances against them so far this year. It's been a huge, when you just look at the numbers between Winnipeg and them, and you know, the difference is amazing.
There's been such a change, though, from the early part of the season in that regard.
Oh, yeah.
The Bruins, I think it was 3 times in the first 11 games that they gave up 3 or fewer power play chances to the opposition. I mean, they were just giving up far too many, and now it's gone the other direction.
No, they addressed it, and they finally got it. I mean, their goals against have gone in a different direction, you know, the good way. You know, their penalty killing has gone in a much better direction, you know, for a positive way.
Mesnikov got it deep behind Swayman, who set it up for McAvoy. Up the near boards, taken away from Frederick. Here's Perfetti stepping in from a tight angle, and a rising shot goes over Swayman.
Tried to go short side high. That was Morrissey stepping in at the blue line. He's a very, for people in the East, he might be underrated, but you know, people around the league know how good he is on that back end.
Deep into Winnipeg territory. Dylan DeMello will send it up the far side, but couldn't connect with Appleton. But forced back into the Boston zone. Peak will skate onto it and shoot it around the near board. Zaka to get through him, and that's going to go all the way down for an icing against Boston.
They got 2 goaltenders who are on that Team USA for 4 Nations Cup. They named 3 goaltenders. Swayman and Hellebuck are 2 of them. Ottinger the other one for Dallas. You would expect Hellebuck to start.
Yeah. Hellebuck.
The only wild card would have been Demko had he been healthy. He's supposed to play tonight, his first game of the year for Vancouver.
It comes back toward Fleury at the left point here for the Jets. Played on into the corner. Geekie got it out toward the blue line. Fleury holding his ground. Lifts it toward the slot. Gloved out of there by Peak. And now he sticks one ahead for Geekie. Through neutral ice. Geekie swings it off left side for Pasternak. Back to Geekie. And in front for Zaka. But broken up. And Niederreiter will turn the Jets back up ice. Pass off to the right side for Lowry. Sent one into the middle. Pasternak got a stick on that.
Pasternak came all the way back that time on the back check. And he doesn't have to pick up a man, but he has to pick up the middle of the ice. That's exactly what he does, and that's where the pass was intended.
Geekie knocks one back into the Bruins zone, or did he? Now they're going to say that it was the Jets, and they call it offside. We'll take a break. 13:54 to go here in the first period. No score between the Bruins and Jets on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends, all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
Hey, it's O. And just like the quarterback is the heartbeat of a team, your kitchen is the heartbeat of your home. Want to give your kitchen a fresh new look without breaking that bank? Then go to my guys at Luxury Makeover. They'll reface your kitchen cabinets instead of replacing them, saving you time and money. And for a limited time, they're offering 24 months with no interest, no payments. Reach them today at luxurymakeover.com. Tell them Zoe sent you. You're going to save an additional 15% off the project. Luxury Makeover. They spread smiles one home at a time.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Get holiday-ready great offers on the Bronco family or get winter ready with the Ford F-Series. Bruins killing off an early penalty to Trent Frederick. No score. Just over 6 minutes gone by here in this first period. Faceoff will come up just outside the Boston blue line. Lindholm trying to push it forward, and DeMello will send it around the boards. Take a funny hop off the far wall, but the Bruins will clear it out. Lindholm gets upended by DeMello in the neutral ice. Puck just inside the Winnipeg line, and Brazo backhands it down into the corner, taken out of there by Scheifele. And the Jets looking to clear, but a turnover, and here's Lindholm moving through the slot, try to shoot, deflected up and over the net. Brazo takes from there. Zadorov will wind it back in behind the net. Marchand over to the left circle. Lindholm with a wide angle shot. Marchand got upended behind the net. Puck will be brought out toward the blue line by Connor, and Lindholm dumps it back into the far corner, and we get a whistle as puck jumped out of play.
Yeah, Bruins with a good checking mentality that time, keeping pucks alive in that offensive zone. First forechecker in was Lindholm. Finishes a check, they keep it in, they create a turnover. Took 2 or 3 shots during that. You know, I don't think anything got through to Hellebuck, but just the shooting mentality once you get into that zone, especially for a guy like Lindholm that's still trying to find it.
Elias Lindholm, no points in his last 5 games. He has points in just 2 of the last 14.
Yeah, yes, they need him to score, but he as long as he hasn't sacrificed the other part of his game.
Yep. No, I mean, we talk about it a lot. He adds a lot to this team at both ends of the ice.
But he needs to score.
But the points have to be there, too. McAvoy coming back to play the puck in the defensive zone.
Exactly.
Pasternak
just got hit up high.
Hit up high by Logan Stanley, looking for a penalty. Meanwhile, Hellebuck nearly had one sneak past him along the far post. Here's McAvoy. High slot. Peels off, looking for Pasternak, who was coming on late after getting hit down at the other end of the ice. Pasternak along the near side boards, back toward McAvoy. Zacha will play it into the left wing corner. Pasternak goes in after it, but Heinola got there first. Under 12 and a half minutes to go here in the first period. No score. Both teams getting some changes done.
Pasternak missed practice yesterday, but in there today, was out full participant this morning in the skate.
Dumped in on Swayman. He'll glove it. Hang on. Now, the word from Joe Sacco yesterday was that it was an upper body injury, but Pasternak right back in there today.
I mean, you know, Stanley's a huge body on the back end, right? Was he 6'7"?
6'7", 231.
When he hit you, and he was standing straight up when he hit Pasternak, so he caught him a little bit up high, but
tough not to when you're 6'7".
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's why I gave Chara so much credit. You know, when he would hit people, he never got suspended.
Yeah, you would think just by, just accidentally,
you're going to catch somebody with an elbow in the head.
Right.
People in Montreal probably would say, well, he should have. He really didn't do anything wrong there. It's just an unfortunate result there for Pacioretty when he got taken into the glass right by the benches. But
there's Johnny Beecher leading the Bruins forward. Right side for Kepke. Came across from Beecher. to the back door for McLaughlin. Another chance, and that one blocked in front. Out to neutral ice and controlled by Lori. Peak will get it right back in. Bruins start some changing here. Koepke in on the forecheck. Kastelik will join him. Tipped it along, but it came right to Pionk. Out into the neutral zone, and Peak is there for the Bruins. Here's Kastelik, bringing right back in. Plays it to some open space in the right wing side. Coyle swept it around the back of the net. Fleury cut it off there. And the Jets will get control. Lobbed out into the neutral ice as Frederick put his shoulder into Chibrikov. With the Winnipeg blue line, Perfetti played it toward the near boards, turned over. Here's Frederick moving it toward the right circle. A long backhander. Hellebuck knocked that down and then gathers the rebound in.
The Bruins they've been checking well, right? You're checking with your feet. You're getting into some passing lanes. You're forcing some turnovers, some errant passes here by the Winnipeg Jets. A little flurry right around the front of the net. That pass was sent in front by Beecher, looking for McLaughlin. Koepke had a whack at it, and then McLaughlin had a second whack at it, but kind of missed. Kind of went right off the heel of his stick. And this is all point blank.
Face off in the attack zone here for Elias Lindholm. And he wins it cleanly. Back to McAvoy at the right point. Center blue line, Brazo. Tried to get it back to McAvoy. Bounced away from him, but Charlie goes and gets it himself. Moves it toward the far side corner. Lindholm helps to win it back, and here's Marchand in front. Save made by Hellebuck in a battle for the rebound. It'll be taken by Appleton.
McAvoy and Lindholm keeping that puck alive and eventually getting it from Marchand just to the right of Hellebuck for that opportunity. Two of them.
Niederreiter brings it back into the Boston zone and floats it deep. McAvoy played it into some open space. Lindholm tapped along for Osterley, and now Marchand out in the neutral zone, lifted it towards the Winnipeg end. Niederreiter will bring it right back. Trying to backhand it around was Appleton, came ricocheting in front. Scheifele with a chance, trying to get it to Niederreiter on the doorstep, and Swayman gets it covered.
It's a good stick by Swayman, right? I mean, he's done it twice now. The attempted pass right across the goal mouth, and he's blocked that pass with an alert stick, get the paddle down. The Bruins with a couple good opportunities at one end of the ice, and then Winnipeg comes back with a kind of a bouncing puck in front that Swayman tracks and plays well there. Tried to send it in front, right? And he gets the paddle down, and the puck pops right up in the air.
Sticks swinging all over the place, trying to get from both sides, trying to get possession of that
Scheifele was
puck.
trying to send it in front, and then that puck popped up in the air. It was Niederreiter trying to find it.
Dorov played it off the near boards, but Connor takes away. His shot blocked by Carlo. Around the far side, thrown back to the net by DeMello, saved by Swayman. Rebound grabbed by Carlo. Loose by Zadorov, but picked off by Scheifele. Moved it around behind the net. Morrissey back at the left point. Takes a step to his right. His shot gets smothered by Carlo. It'll come back toward the near side, and stick got up high on Connor. Bruins are going to go short-handed here again. Extra attacker coming on for Winnipeg as they go back toward their own zone with the puck.
One of their best penalty killers in Carlo as well.
Perfetti will carry into the Boston zone. McLaughlin touches the puck, and that draws the whistle. So Winnipeg will get its second power play of the period in a scoreless game. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You're tuning in to Coca-Cola Holiday Radio. Gather around for some extra holiday cheer. Classic movies, festive tunes, and heartwarming moments to share with your family and friends all in one place. And that's not all. Spread cheer with a $3 Amazon credit for you and yours. Now that's the spirit. Visit Amazon.com/Coca-Cola Holiday Magic to discover even more ways to share holiday magic with Coca-Cola. Terms apply. Copyright 2024, The Coca-Cola Company.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
9.5 to go first period, no score. Bruins will be shorthanded again, and it's a double minor for high sticking against Brandon Carlo.
Yeah, no real question. He got to stick up on Kyle Connor down deep, and Connor getting some repairs. But Fleury had gotten his stick up on Pastrnak. I think the difference was, though, it was a follow through, and if you're it was on the backhand, and he threw the puck around the boards, and if it's a normal follow through, and your stick catches a guy up high, it's okay.
Right.
So whether they didn't detect it or whether they thought it was just a normal follow-through, either way, I think that's the case that can be made there. The difference, Carlos was not a follow-through. He was just trying to get to Connor from keeping him from getting to the front of the net.
So Winnipeg already 0 for 1 on the power play.
Yeah, Connor he's cut pretty good there, too. Getting some repairs to the chin, but he's out there now.
Got out there before the end of the break. So
he caught a break that there was a commercial, so he was able to get right back out there.
Bruins get it out of the zone here. Velarde played it back over to Morrissey, backing up toward his own zone here for Winnipeg. It'll be carried forward by Connor.
He's such a good player.
He just moves very quickly. Perfetti down into the left wing corner. Back to Morrissey at the left point, over to the far side, and they'll set it up for Scheifele. Morrissey, center of the blue line, walking toward the near side. Back over to Scheifele, and a pass across ice was behind Connor. He plays it off the near boards, got it back to Morrissey at the point, over to the far side again for Scheifele. Winnipeg attacking down to our left. Morrissey, center of the blue line. Wines, fires. Swayman made the initial save. Velarde was going for the rebound, but pushed off toward the far corner. Scheifele backhands it off the wall. Back to Morrissey at the far point. On to Connor now along the near boards. Wheels it down low. Scheifele out of the left corner. Brings it out toward the dot. Taking a look. Now shoots and gloved by Swayman.
Yeah, I think Scheifele just did the Bruins a favor there. I mean, both teams have the same units out there for, it's over a minute. You say, well, why is the defensive side so tired? You don't have the puck.
You're working a lot harder, right?
So, Scheifele just tried to get that puck in on net. It was partially blocked and slowed down, and it's a routine save. Puck was probably going wide, but Swayman alertly covers up.
Bruins able to get some fresh penalty killers out there. It'll battle around toward the far side. Jibrikov on the far boards. Iafallo. He'll play it off the wall back to Pionk at the point. Jibrikov again on the right wing circle. Right at the hash marks. To Pionk at the blue line. Jibrikov now top of the right circle. It's his second NHL game. Scored in his first last season. Pionk, center of the blue line. Winds and fires. Rebound, score! Initial shot went wide of the net, came back out in front, and Nemesnikov was able to tuck it in to grab a 1-0 lead for Winnipeg.
It's the same spot. First shift of the game. The puck comes off that back wall, and it comes out so quickly. So the shot comes through from the middle of the ice by Pionk on the one-timer. It's going to go wide. It's going to come right back out and off of, I believe that was Niederreiter, off to the side of the net. Kind of goes off of his leg. And you got Nemesnikov you're outnumbering the Bruins down there in that blue paint, and he's going to chip one home into basically an empty net. I don't think there was any hand pass. It looked like a leg, and the Bruins are still going to be shorthanded. That was still part of the first half of that double minor.
Yeah, there was about 22 seconds left on that first minor to Carlo. So down 1-0 and still shorthanded 5-on-4. As Frederick wins the face-off and they'll play it down ice. 7th of the year for Nemesnikov. Jets in their own zone. Marchand getting in there on the forecheck against Morrissey, who carries it forward. Now drops it back for Connor. Scheifele will move it to the Boston line. Pass off to the right side for Velarde. Lost it to Zadorov, and hard off the near boards and down ice from McAvoy.
Zadorov, it's a skate in the way that time. You get the stick on puck, but you can also use your skates to block that pass, and a nice soft chip in behind for McAvoy for the easy clear.
Scheifele bringing the Jets forward, gains the attack zone to the right side for Velarde. Kick back toward the point man Morrissey and over to the near side Perfetti. Scheifele now in the left corner. Sends it toward the side of the net. Velarde sent one out through the slot. They'll get it back to Morrissey, center of the blue line. Perfetti has it in the right corner. As Connor going to the net, tried to get it to him.
Good stick by McAvoy.
Near side wall. Scheifele Lost it out of the zone. Morrissey will chase it back. Bruins will get the penalty killers change up. 50 seconds left in the double minor. 6:35 left here in the first. 1-0 Winnipeg has the lead. Tapped by Iafallo. Jibrikov will dump it in. Swayman stopped it at the back of the net.
A funny bounce, though.
It did. Hit him in the pad instead of in the stick. Bionk at the right point with it for the Jets. Niederreiter, top of the right circle. Try to throw one in front. It ricochets onto Nemesnikov, near side circle. With Bionk at the left point. Nemesnikov stepping toward the dot. Took the shot, and Swayman takes it right in the chest and hangs on to it with 15 to go on the double minor.
Yeah, Swayman goes back to play that puck, and I don't know if it rode up on the glass or not, but instead of him blocking it with the stick, they would have had plenty of time to clear that puck and get it 200 feet, but the puck hits him in the pad. He wasn't exactly sure where it was. Just wanted to get back into the net.
Perils of playing on the road, as we just talked about that in Boston the other day. With the
I don't know if it rode up because I started on the boards.
Yeah. Face off.
Yeah, the puck's on the glass. Goaltender's rule of thumb: stay in the net when it's dumped around the glass.
Coyle to win the face-off. And the puck sent behind the net by Peak. Osterley will poke it forward and out. 7 seconds left on the power play here for the Jets. Jibrikov starts his way up ice. Pass through the middle. Knocked down by Coyle. Osterley was trying to get it to Carlo coming out of the penalty box. It does eventually get there. Carlo dumps it deep as he heads off for a change. So Winnipeg scores once on the double minor. They have a 1-0 lead as we approach 5.5 minutes to go here in the first. Pasternak got it to the blue line, but not much further. Nemesnikov will work it back ahead here for Winnipeg. Fleury to Perfetti. Tried a little give and go. Osterley instead gets the clear. Pasternak trying to backhand in the direction of Geekie and/or Marchand. Forced back into the Boston zone, and crowd looking for
Swayman thought about coming out, and then he hesitated and made the right decision to stay in the net.
Scramble for a loose puck in the Boston zone, and now the Bruins are going to get whistled for an icing here.
So the Bruins shorthanded 3 times here in this period. The double minor plus the first penalty to Trent Frederick. So that was Lowry trying to get to the net, and he got a little tangled up there with Osterley coming back for this puck. Fans wanted another penalty there. It's close. It was close, but that's why I said it's a tweener for Swayman. Does he come out and try to get to it, or does he stay in the net? Because Lowry went down, the Bruins were able to get to that puck first.
Shifley behind the Boston net. Centering pass for Connor, point blank, and Swayman makes the save and covers. 4:56 to go here in the first period. Winnipeg out to a 1-0 lead on the Nemesnikov power play goal. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know over 1 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year? If you or a loved one is living with diabetes, GoodRx is here to help you save with popular diabetes medications for less than $20. Just download the app or go to GoodRx.com, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the coupon. It works whether you have insurance or not. If you're treating diabetes or taking any other medications, check GoodRx to save at your local pharmacy. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including federal and state-funded programs.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time. Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, you betrayed me. Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
4:56 left here in the first period. Winnipeg has a 1-0 lead. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. Bruins have been shorthanded 3 times or less in 7 straight games coming into this one. 15 of their last 18. But they've given up 3 power play chances here in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, the first one was, it was close. I think it could have gone either way. It didn't go Frederick's way. The next one, the double minor, that had to be called.
It comes behind the Bruins net. It'll come to Connor. Waited back there for Scheifele. Got through him. Marchand skates to a loose puck. Plays it out in neutral ice. Kastelik fires one into the middle here for Lindholm. Lindholm cutting to his right toward the slot and shot it just wide. Taken out of the zone by Vilardi. It'll be swept into the Boston zone by Connor. Swayman stops it to the back of the net. Jets changing away from the play here. Zadorov pivots back in behind the Boston net once again. Passes for Peak at the blue line. Now lifted ahead by Frederick. Boyle going after it in the corner. It's a shoulder into Stanley.
Boyle's a big guy, and he just ran into a wall there in Stanley.
Puck comes out through neutral ice, and Kastelik gets hit. Dumped by Lowry. Frederick will play it forward as he collides with Hainwood.
Lowry's their captain. There was some that wanted to see him on that Canadian team there for the Four Nations, just because he does so many things for you. So many good things for you. He's not a huge scorer, but he's a big guy who a penalty kill, the face-offs, that type of thing.
Along the end boards in the Boston zone, came popping out in front. Frederick will steer it up the near wing and down toward the Winnipeg zone. Both teams will get some more changes done here with 3:20 to go in the period. Flurry over to Pionk. Deep into Boston territory it comes, and a wide-angle shot by Barron. Played out by Zacha, and here's Pasternak to bring the Bruins forward. Pasternak and a stick handle through some traffic. He'll kick back out into neutral ice. McAvoy sent it toward the near side for Osterley, and it slipped through him, tracked it down, and then Jets are going to be whistled offside here.
Yeah, try to get Swayman off the near side post, off that short side post. So even down deep on the left wing side, why not just take that shot? Try to force a rebound. Maybe the puck pops out in front. Swayman does a nice job of making sure that doesn't happen.
That shooting with purpose that you talk about. Try to create something off the shot.
And who knows, maybe you sneak one in.
Happens every so often. Beecher on this face-off. Mesnikov wins it. Dumped in by DeMello. On the near boards, Carlo will backhand it around to the far side. Zadorov keeps it moving. Laughlin and DeMello were tied up. Puck comes all the way down into the Winnipeg zone. Mesnikov deep to play it. Gave it away along the near boards to Beecher. Beecher looking across ice. It's deflected.
Kepke does all the work to force that turnover, but then they turn it right back over the Bruins do trying to force a pass through the middle.
Zadorov will play it back toward the far side of the Bruins zone. Beecher found McLaughlin. He plays it up ice, but Kepke won't get to it in time. 2:15 to go here in the first period. Winnipeg up by 1. Pass up through neutral ice. Vilardi gathers it into the Boston zone. Back checking Pasternak forces a turnover, but Jets get it right back, and a chance in front for Scheifele. They score. Looked like the Bruins were going to grab that puck. Instead, Connor finds Scheifele coming right down the middle, and it's 2-0 Winnipeg.
No, and Peak and Lorite kind of got their signals crossed a little bit. It ended up being a quick 3-on-2 down low. After Pasternak helps break this play up, coming back on the back check. The Bruins back in good shape. They break it up, but it's going to go off of Marchand's stick and then right down to Kyle Connor. Now you've got a quick 3-on-2. There's a little triangle. You got Connor on the right. You got a man there in the middle. And you got Scheifele on the left, off to the right of Swayman, and it's a quick 3-on-2. Do you go? Do you attack right away? And they didn't. They laid off of Connor, and Connor's able to sauce that pass because you had the three forwards leaving the zone, expecting that puck. Okay, we got to turn it over. We're going the other way. And they blow the zone or start going up that direction, and all of a sudden, the two defensemen get outnumbered down low.
So Mark Scheifele with his 15th of the season. And the Bruins down 2 with less than 2 minutes to go here in the first. Puck will come around the near boards in the Winnipeg zone. Connor gets it out. Osterley skating back after it in the Boston zone. Wrapped it up the far side. It goes past Frederick. That's going to be an icing.
Yeah, I mean, do you stop behind the net there and you set it up, or you just wrap it around the boards, and it hops over Frederick's stick and it goes down for an icing that's really, you weren't under a lot of pressure.
Unforced. So face-off in the defensive zone here for Kastelik. Pulled back toward the near corner. McAvoy will play it up the wall off of Coyle's stick. Jets have it the neutral ice. Backed up into their own zone. Fleury played it ahead. Niederreiter tapped it, gone down into the near corner. Osterley was there against Lowry. Brazo, there's one out into the neutral zone, but couldn't find Frederick. Dumped right back in by Pionk. Brazo to Osterley and around the far boards. Geeky's got it. Backhands it up the wall. Brazo giving chase against Fleury. This ends up offside as puck was behind him, trying to get it onto his stick just as he backed in across the blue line.
Yeah, it's a little strange this period the way it's gone. I mean, the Bruins have given up a couple chances, right? You had the chance for Connor that was stopped by Swayman, but the 3 penalties, they haven't been bad 5-on-5. I think that they pursued the puck well. I mean, even that last one, that's kind of a bad bounce. You break the play up.
Right.
Pastrnak has had a couple of those back checks where he's broken plays up. Then you get a bad bounce and a good play to finish it off made by the Jets. But they have not been out of this game, but they find themselves down 2-0. The power play goal in that last one.
Puck along the far boards, digging for it. Bruins both Zacha and Geeky. Jets, though, will control. Perfetti on the near wall, banks it off the boards and out. Carlo dumps it right back into the far corner. But the Jets will have it.
Hellebuyck hasn't had to make any great saves, but the Bruins have pursued the puck in that offensive end pretty well.
Shot thrown to the net by Iafallo. Swayman made sure that was going wide. Carlo along the end boards takes a hit. Came right out in front, and Iafallo rockets one up and out of play.
Again, right? You try to make the right play, Carlo does, in the middle of the ice from below the goal line, and his puck's going to glance off of a skate, goes right up the skate of Zacha, and the chance in front for Velarde. Or
Iafallo.
Excuse me, Iafallo.
19.1 left here in the first. Laughlin will match up against Scheifele on the faceoff deep in the defensive zone. Jets control it. Connor moving toward the high slot. Shot knocked down in front off McAvoy. Grabbed by Koepke. He'll work his way out into neutral ice. Velarde knocks that puck away from behind. Played back into the Winnipeg zone. And Pionk will grab it. Bring it behind the net of Connor Hellebuyck. And let the time run off here in the first period. So Nemesnikov on the power play, and then Scheifele late to give Winnipeg a 2-0 lead at the end of 20 minutes. We'll return here to the Canada Life Center in Winnipeg on the 98.5 The Sports Up Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. and you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Get even more savings this holiday season by becoming a Milo's Rewards member. Don't miss new member deals dropping every week, like $15 off a purchase of $50 or more on select Bounty, Charmin, and Puffs paper products. Plus, get free standard shipping with Silver Key status. Just one more way Lowe's is here to help you shop, save, and enjoy the holidays. Join for free today. Milo's Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change. Exclusions and more terms apply. Visit Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Prescriptions, co-pays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA healthcare. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Back here in Winnipeg, where the Bruins trail it 2-0 after one period of play, along with Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. And as part of our first intermission tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the Board of Governors meetings for the NHL going on down in Florida. And Commissioner Gary Bettman had some things to talk about today, including the collective bargaining agreement negotiations. We'll talk a little bit about tampering and what everybody wants to know around this time of year, particularly the GMs. What's the salary cap going to look like for next year?
Revenue continues to grow. We're projecting in native currency over $7 billion, probably 6.6 US, depending again on the Canadian dollar as we convert to hockey-related revenues, which is done in U.S. currency. The cap under the current guidelines in the collective bargaining agreement would go up 5%.
That's significant, right? I mean, because it had been relatively flat because of the pandemic for several years, and it really hamstrung a lot of teams who had guys that were signed to long-term deals, and you couldn't, you just had no wiggle room, and you know, it cost some players some jobs, really. I mean, it cost them raises anyhow. You weren't able to add. I mean, you sign players based on the fact that the cap had gone up each year, right? And all of a sudden the pandemic hits, and you know, for a lot of reasons, it was bad all around, but for the cap, it was really bad because it continued for the next few years. And now it's starting to, things have kind of caught up. Attendance is good most of the places around the league. You know, the TV deals are in place right now. I'm sure that those are always revolving. You've got some Canadian things that are going on, but, you know, great news for the players and you know, for the teams and for the general managers that like to spend money.
Right. That 5% increase equates to about $4.5 million for next year's salary cap. And then there's a possibility it could even go higher than that based on negotiations with the players, because the hockey revenues are going to continue to rise. And so they might,
that's the hope.
They might actually go up a little bit more next year and give the teams even more room this offseason. So you know the GMs are going to be excited about that. One of the things that has caught a lot of people's attention is the allegations of soft tampering. The owner of The Ottawa Senators, Michael Andlauer, this week accusing the Rangers of soft tampering after a story comes out that they were targeting that the Rangers were targeting Brady Tkachuk in their trade talks. Here's what Gary Bettman said about the idea of soft tampering.
I don't like tampering, and obviously, if somebody alleges tampering and it can be proven, there are consequences to that. But I'm not weighing in any particular cases right now. Tampering's not a good thing. You know, when you have rules, you like the rules to be followed.
Is the league investigating any?
Not at the present time.
Yeah, so a little context here. I believe it was Larry Brooks, a New York Rangers sports writer in New York, had mentioned that the Rangers could be targeting Brady Tkachuk. This does not come from the Rangers. That's, they make that clear. And then the Ottawa Senators owner was really upset with it, saying, he called it soft tampering. I've never heard that term before, but soft tampering. He's like, this affects people. He said, why should Brady Tkachuk have to deal with this? There's no truth to it. We've never looked at trading Brady Tkachuk. He just had a wife, or he just had a baby with his wife, and
right.
He shouldn't have to deal with this crap. And the Rangers put out a statement saying, "Look, we completely deny this report." And Larry Brooks is a pretty reputable sports writer, so I'm not sure where this goes. I don't think it's going anywhere just yet. But it was also on the heels of another letter that came out earlier, just about teams that would tampering with either free agents to be, or maybe employees from other teams, whether it be coaches or otherwise. And that there was a letter sent out by the league, a memo sent out by the league, more than a memo, a letter sent out by the league to the team saying, look, if this happens and it's proven, here's the penalties and here's the fines, and they're massive, whether it's, millions of dollars or whether it's, and on top of that, draft picks, high draft picks that get taken away from you if you're found to be tampering with other employees or other players who will become free agents.
And for the GMs or whoever would be involved, personal fines, potentially suspensions, expulsion. I mean, they really talked about, potentially dropping the hammer on that. Some good news today as they work toward the end of the collective bargaining agreement. The NHLPA and the league going to go into negotiations in February. How's that going to go?
We meet with them on an ongoing basis. We had a meeting last week. We're going to probably have a meeting in the next week or so. So, this is more free-flowing than I think you may all be focused on it. This is, collective bargaining sounds formal and technical and legal, but it's the most important aspects of any collective bargaining agreement is the relationship. And I think the relationship's in a good place.
Yeah, Gary Bettman echoing what he told us during the Centennial Game broadcast about a week and a half ago, talking about that relationship with the Players Union and the league in a good place. Of course, they're putting on the Four Nations tournament coming up in February. That is a joint production of the NHL and the Players Association, and so he continues to say that they're in a good place. Hopefully, they can meet the deadline and get that new collective bargaining agreement done. There's been some talk that they'd like to have something done before the start of the Stanley Cup final coming up this year. Well, as the Bruins have a 2-0 deficit that they will face for the rest of this one as we count our way down toward the second period. The goals in that first period by Vladislav Nemesnikov on the power play, and then Mark Scheifele at even strength with his 15th of the year. When we come back, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Matt McCarthy here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
You have year-end goals. Constant Contact has what it takes to help you meet them faster. Sell more, raise more, and build real relationships with your audience with Constant Contact's digital marketing tools. Put the go in all your 2024 goals with email, social, SMS, and customized marketing campaigns built for you in just a few clicks. Now through December 4th, get 40% off any Constant Contact marketing plan for 3 months. Ready, set, go to ConstantContact.com and get started today.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
Boston, this is Boston's most listened to sports station. Boston's home for sports. 95 The Sports Hub. An easily immediate group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, now open in Franklin, Billerica, and Peabody. Bruins trail the Jets 2-0 after one period of play tonight in Winnipeg. Goals for Mark Scheifele and Vladislav Nemestikov. Big news at the winter meetings tonight. Red Sox missing out on Max Fried. He goes to the Yankees. 8 years, $218 million. Chris Cotillo says the Red Sox were significantly behind the Yankees' offer and are now preparing to pursue righty Corbin Burns. Elsewhere, Nate Eovaldi off the board to the Rangers. 3 years, $75 million. Blue Jays trading for second baseman Andres Jimenez from the Guardians. Celtics off until Thursday when they play Detroit. Patriots were active today with a number of roster moves. Cole Strange activated from the PUP list. Pats cutting wide receiver KJ Osborne. They have also signed kicker John Parker Romo to the practice squad. Holiday shopping for someone who has it all? Give them the gift of Heritage Hall. Check out your favorite Bruins fan off the list and treat them to an interactive experience featuring the latest technologies and exclusive artifacts from the storied franchise. Head to bostonbruins.com/Heritage Hall to secure tickets. Once again, Bruins trailing the Jets 2-0 after one. I'm Matt McCarthy. RJ and Bob have the call of the second period next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealer.
Jim was at the laundromat when he heard... His ear said, "Maraca, senor," but his nose said, "Hey, freshest scent ever." Following his nose, Jim found a man pouring Gain scent beads into the washer. The scent, the freshness. Jim blurted, "Sir, your scent Maraca smell amazing." You could call them scent maracas, but most noses call them Gain scent beads. Try Gain scent beads. Way fresher than detergent alone.
Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance is happening right now. Don't miss out on up to 45% off site-wide and a free professional measure. Avoid the home renovation overwhelm. Swapping out old blinds for custom window coverings delivers big results, and Blinds.com makes it easy and affordable. Skip the long lines or waiting around at home all day just to get a quote. With Blinds.com, shopping online doesn't mean sacrificing quality, style, or service. A Blinds.com design expert can help you make the perfect selection. We can even handle everything from measure to install. Get your whole home installed for one low cost. With over 25 million windows covered, Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Don't miss Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance happening right now. Save up to 45% site-wide. Plus, get a free professional measure. Up to 45% off site-wide and a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Hey, just the socks. Thanks.
Great. Name, birthday, email address, shipping address, billing address. How many fire hydrants do you see? How'd you hear about us? Can we text you?
Forget it.
If your online store doesn't use Shopify for checkout, your customers will just, well, check out. Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other leading e-commerce platforms. That means fewer abandoned carts and more for your business. So switch to Shopify at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram Teen Accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Listen to Felger and Maz every afternoon on your ride home, beginning at 2 on the Sports Hub. Listen live on the air, online at 985thesportshub.com or on the 985 The Sports Hub app. Did you know you can get original podcasts, complete shows, and more on the Sports Hub app? Download it today, wherever you get your apps.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Leon, center of the blue line, winds and fires, rebound, score! Initial shot went wide of the net, came back out in front, and Nemesnikov was able to tuck it in to grab a 1-0 lead for Winnipeg. 2-0 Winnipeg has the lead as we go to the second period. Fans, TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and the Bruins.
Well, yeah, I think, I liked a lot of what they did maybe the first half of that period. I thought after the goal was scored, so after the double minor there to Brandon Carlo, and they scored during the first part of that, and then they got a little sloppy with some coverage and mismanaged a couple of pucks, maybe trying to make the right play, but not quite there. And so try to get back to that rhythm 5-on-5, and they had a good forecheck going. I thought that they forced Winnipeg into some turnovers early, but like I said, after the goal was scored, there's a couple coverage issues there, and even Connor, the chance that he had, right, point blank on the pass from below the goal line.
Here's Marchand getting in an error on the forecheck along with Lindholm right off the bat here in this second period. Puck steered out of the Winnipeg zone by Appleton and will go for an icing.
You look at some of these the players that have committed long-term here for the Winnipeg Jets, and you need that, right? You get, whether it's Kyle Connor and Scheifele, Morrissey on the back end, Hellebuck for sure. It's interesting because can you draw free agents? Niederreiter came here. They've gotten some guys via trade and some free agency, but Kevin Cheveldayoff's done it. I think he's done an outstanding job. You look at some of the trades he's made, maybe we can get into him a little bit because he's had to do so much. And on the heels of Kevin Adams, the general manager of Buffalo, saying that the Buffalo is not a destination city, well, neither is Winnipeg.
Not a lot of palm trees around here
and
either.
They're in the playoffs just about every year.
Right. Marchand gets it in on the attack.
And competitive every year.
Right. Off the near boards, and it'll be controlled by Lowry, and Winnipeg will get whistled offside. Well, just the Dubois trade that they made with LA a few years ago is
fantastic. Right? Velarde and Iafallo. Go back to Trouba's trade. They got Pionk and Heinola, who's playing today. Both those guys, and I think they got another pick as well, or maybe Heinola was the pick. But you lose Dustin Byfuglien, which was just a shock, and he basically said he didn't want to play anymore. This is several years ago now, but and then you're reeling from that. You've got to recover from that.
But then they get those guys here.
Another icing by Winnipeg.
They get those guys here, and then they manage to keep them here. That's the trick,
right? They've got to keep them here.
So an icing here against Winnipeg. And it's
Lowry, guys, it's been impressive, the trade, some of the trades that he's made. The Dubois trade was huge. And, the Trouba trade goes back a few years, but still, you still have those guys here.
Right. But you've got, Morrissey's in his 10th year here. Scheifele's in his 14th year here. Puck played down the right wing wall by Connor. Carlo goes behind the net. Left it free for Zacha. He pivots away from Velarde. Now we'll start it up ice. Bruins going from right to left, coming out of the zone. Zacha wiped out, but still able to move it along. And Pasternak gets it in on into the attack zone. Around the near side it comes to Zadorov, waiting for it at the hash marks. Back around to the far side, and Pasternak skates onto a free puck. Brings it into the corner. Scheifele knocks it off his stick. Connor will lift it out up the middle, and Zadorov will skate back to get a rolling puck in the Boston zone.
Talking to some of the people, that was a good play by Scheifele there one-on-one with Pasternak, but he has a reputation of not being real good along the walls, or excuse me, in the D zone. Wanting to go the other way, doing some flybys, but you talk to some people in Winnipeg, he's been much better at that this year so far.
There's Perfetti dropping it off along the near boards for Heinola. Skates away from the Frederick check along the near corner. Trying to dig it free was Lohrei. Got it loose, but kept in the zone. Chibrikov threw one to the net, skimmed off the outside of the cage. Now taken by Lohrei. He'll work his way toward the far side. Tried to angle a pass in the direction of Coyle, but kept in deep by Stanley. Around it goes to the near side. Wiped out into the near corner was Pete. They play on. Heinola sent it over toward the far side. Carried deep by Stanley. Now Lohrei takes it back, and he will bank a pass ahead for Trent Frederick. Just inside the red line. Freddy going to play it deep. He'll go in after it. Rest of his line was changing. In the near corner. Frederick backhanding it along the wall. Gustafson got a piece of that. Forced it back into some traffic in the near corner. Taken loose by Cole Perfetti. He'll work his way out to the red line and a dump in. Around behind Swayman it goes to the far side. Broken stick for Iafallo. Goes back to the bench to get a replacement. Bruins will move the puck out toward the blue line. Kepke's pass just swatted ahead by Osterley. Now a pass in the direction of McLaughlin, who would have been offside, so he lets it go, and it turns into an icing.
I think it was intended for Beecher. I don't think Beecher was ready for it. He was outside the blue line. So
closing in on 3.5 gone by here in the second period. Bruins trailing 2-0. Start of this 5-game road trip. We'll go to Seattle, then Vancouver, on to Calgary and Edmonton. Puck lifted out toward the blue line and gets past DeMello. Here's Koepke with speed up the left wing side, takes a shot, and forced up over the net by Morrissey.
Yeah, I thought he might have had McLaughlin coming down the middle that time had he wanted to pass that puck, but good timing by Morrissey to come over.
Velarde gets a pass from Connor, sends one back across, and trying to one-time it was Scheifele. Puck jumped away from him.
McLaughlin on the back check with the stick.
McAvoy got it deep into Winnipeg territory all the way around the near side. Velarde takes a bump from Zadorov at center ice. Marchand gets it from Carlo, plays it down the right wing boards. Lindholm into the far corner, as is Brazo. It'll come back along the hash marks to Connor, but can't get it out. Carlo sends it in front to Brazo with his back to the net.
That puck was just rolling on him. He tried to get that puck to Marchand.
Velarde will work his way up ice. One side at the blue line. Zadorov will stick it up the near boards for Marchand. Lindholm carrying through neutral ice. Here's Marchand, left side, over to the far side for Brazo from the circle. The shot saved by Hellebuck, no rebound.
Yeah, deep. By the time Brazo gets this puck and gets the shot away, he doesn't dust it off, but he's moving into the circle, and he's well below the dot when he gets this shot away. Hellebuck moves from his right to left. You got Lindholm going through the middle. That opens up the passing lane behind him from Marchand over to that right wing circle. Right around the dot area, just outside the dot, I guess, for that shot. But Hellebuck reads it well and gets over.
Hellebuck second in the league in goals against, second in the league in save percentage, tied for first with 3 shutouts.
And he wants to play all the time.
Pasternak with a shot from the top of the circle. Zacha diving for the rebound. Backhanded just wide.
Bouncing puck that he chips just wide.
Here's Geekie into the near wall, and we got a penalty coming up.
They're gonna call Geekie for a slash here.
Pionk was without a stick, and
no, it's
going to be.
That's what I thought. I said no. He lost his stick. He didn't get slashed out of his hands. It's Niederreiter.
So Niederreiter for a slash will give the Bruins their first power play chance of the game after Winnipeg got 3 tries in the first period. Bruins power play coming off a 1-for-6 effort against Philadelphia on Saturday. 2 for 22 over the last 7 games. Lindholm, Marchand, Zacha, Pasternak, and McAvoy, the 5-man unit. Face off far circle to our left. And Lowry argues as he gets booted out of the circle. Iafallo will stand in there against Elias Lindholm. Iafallo won it into the corner. Puck will come around the near side. Lowry backhanding it up the wall. Lindholm hustling over against Iafallo near side to try to keep that in. Now it comes free to McAvoy. Zacha out near the blue line. Will backhand it down the wall for Marchand far side. Center blue line to McAvoy. Over to the near side. A one-timer by Pasternak. Hellebuck got across.
You had them spread out because they were being so aggressive. They made good plays, the Bruins did, after winning that battle.
Pasternak, center blue line to McAvoy. Over to Marchand. Quick in front. Oh, Lindholm had a chance at it.
That's where it is. They preached it this morning. Use that spot in the ice. He just misfired.
Pasternak's got it again along the left wing circle. Centers it back to the blue line for McAvoy. Down for Pasternak, got through him, but Lindholm keeps alive. Pasternak now in the left wing corner. With Lindholm right in front, and the puck knocked loose by Stanley, and then Stanley goes down, and it looks like they're going to get Pasternak for a high stick.
It's got to be pretty high to get him.
6'7" Logan
Pasternak
Stanley.
having a word with Stanley. He thinks he helped that one along. We'll get a better look when we see the replay. The puck movement was there. Lindholm misfired. That was the puck movement you're looking for. They knew where they wanted to go with that puck before they got it. It was there for him on the one-timer. And that one was on him. The puck got to him pretty quickly. But
so it's a minor for high sticking to Pasternak. Wipes out the last minute 11 of the power play chance.
a couple good saves, though, by Hellebuck as well. You know, gets over there on Pasternak in the left wing circle, and he misfired on the next one, but I don't think he could hit him at all.
I don't think so
That's
either.
a phantom. I don't think he... I'd have to get another look. It didn't look like he touched him at all.
Yeah, that's an interesting... Joe Sacco doesn't think so either. Here's a chance on the 4-on-4 for Fleury. Kicked away.
I don't think he caught him at all.
Perfetti, far side, challenged by Coyle. Bruins will get the puck back. As we approach 6 minutes gone here in this second period. Osterley will bring the Bruins ahead. Coyle gives for Peak. Bounced away from his stick, and Nemesnikov will lead one ahead for Pionk, but Coyle coming back to break that up. Jets possession in their own zone, with Fleury giving to Nemesnikov. Nemesnikov gets around Kepke coming through neutral ice, and Kepke coming back helps force a turnover at the blue line. Kepke gets the puck and moves it up the left wing side. Near side, he gives off for Osterley. Down into the corner. Wide angle shot hits the outside of the net. Kepke in the near corner will play it around the boards, and nobody there far side. It will come all the way back into Boston territory, and Zadorov will retrieve. 10 seconds left before Niederreiter comes out of the box and gives the Jets an abbreviated power play chance. It'll be there for it. Zacha sets one up for Zadorov. High slot, took the shot, kicked away by Hellebuck. And Morrissey will move the rebound out. Scheifele through neutral ice. Niederreiter joining things as he's now out of the box. 40 seconds to go on the Jets power play. Morrissey sends one across, a one-timer, they score. It's Scheifele with his second of the game. Another power play goal for Winnipeg, and it's 3-0.
Pasternak makes a beeline for the referee as he comes out and steps out of the penalty box, telling him, "You better take a look at that. I never touched him. Never touched him at all." But credit to the Jets. They make the Bruins pay, and it was after Zadorov had a really good chance still in the 4-on-4 situation. He could have walked, got that shot away. Hellebuck pushed out, cut down the angle, made the save, and then the Jets come back the other way. And it's going to be Morrissey penetrating into the right wing circle. The Bruins don't get this sorted out. There's a wide open passing lane from the right wing into the left wing circle, and it's a one-timer by Scheifele that, I mean, you've got no chance. if you're Jeremy Swayman. Wide open passing. That can't happen. Stick's got to be there. You got to work to get back into position there. And Scheifele with that one-timer, and it's a bomb.
Bruins get the puck deep here right away as McLaughlin and Kastelik get in there after it. McLaughlin will wrap around the near side. Lorei to the near circle, throws one wide of Hellebuck. Now on the far boards, McLaughlin. Send it back in front. Kastelik was wrestling in there with Heinola. Beecher just outside the Winnipeg blue line. Puck team popping free toward the center circle. Barron pushed it ahead. Beecher from his own blue line. Pass to the attacking blue line. Knocked away from McLaughlin. Forced back into the Boston zone. 12:15 to go here in the second. Bruins now trailing by 3. Peak against Barron in the far corner. Barron went down. Brazo will move it. Kastelik looking back right side for Brazo.
And hit the linesman standing right at the bench.
It stayed outside the blue line. Bruins gather it back in, and now Osterley's shot goes up and out of play. We'll step aside here with 11:54 to go in the second period. It's Winnipeg 3 and the Bruins nothing on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance is happening right now. Don't miss out on up to 45% off site-wide and a free professional measure. Avoid the home renovation overwhelm. Swapping out old blinds for custom window coverings delivers big results, and Blinds.com makes it easy and affordable. Skip the long lines or waiting around at home all day just to get a quote. With Blinds.com, shopping online doesn't mean sacrificing quality, style, or service. A Blinds.com design expert can help you make the perfect selection. We can even handle everything from measure to install. Get your whole home installed for one low cost. With over 25 million windows covered, Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Don't miss Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance happening right now. Save up to 45% site-wide. Plus, get a free professional measure. Up to 45% off site-wide and a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Mark Scheifele's power play goal has put Winnipeg up 3-0, but we just got a good look at the high-sticking call to Pastrnak, and it was not.
No, well, it certainly wasn't Pasternak's stick, and that's what I was watching on the replay, but better angle. Pasternak's lifting the stick of Stanley, and it's Stanley's own stick that hits him, so that should not have been a penalty. Referee over there having a conversation with Pastrnak in front of the Bruins bench during the commercial timeout. Marchand having a conversation with the other referee during that commercial timeout. So Stanley was hit, but it was his own stick.
Right. Face-off in the attack zone here for Elias Lindholm.
And it not only the Bruins are on the power, it negates their power play.
Yeah.
And it gives the Jets the power play
and
after the Bruins expires.
Yeah, and the Jets end up scoring on the abbreviated power play on the other end. There's an icing again. No, they're going to wave it off. McAvoy has to go back and retrieve the puck in the far corner. Thought it was going to be icing against the Jets. Instead, Marchand brings it forward. Nice move near circle around Lowry, but then
penalty coming up to Lowry. Yeah, Lowry back there trying to play defense, and Marchand outside in on Lowry. Pionk had to come across and get a piece of him.
So Pionk will go, and the Bruins go right back to the power play here. Slashing the call.
Yeah, Pionk had pinched up the board, so Lowry's covering for him. Marchand outside in, gets Lowry to reach and to commit. And then Pionk on the back check catches him
So, second chance on the man advantage. The first one cut short by that phantom penalty that we were just talking about. But the top unit able to get some good puck movement in that first opportunity tonight. As the puck comes behind the net, Stanley will shoot it off the far glass and goes bouncing all the way down towards Swayman. Hands off for McAvoy. Charlie going to bring out toward the blue line, drops it back to Pasternak, who whistles a pass up the near side.
They had some kind of play going there.
Whistle at an icing instead.
They had something going on there because usually you got the two guys going behind McAvoy to come up the ice. Usually it's Zacha and Pasternak, but Zacha took off up the left wing side, and Marchand tried to run a little pick there. But that pass just a little bit too hard for everybody and comes all the way back down.
So we'll see a face-off to the right of Jeremy Swayman. 1:42 to go in the man advantage.
Can't kick him out. It's an icing. You can't kick him out. It's an icing.
They did anyway. Nemesnikov got tossed out of the circle.
You can't kick the defending teams or the offensive teams. You cannot kick either one of them out of the circle after an icing call.
So here's the Bruins getting set up. Lindholm fires across, and Pasternak one-timer went wide to the short side. Marchand out of the right corner to Lindholm. On the half wall. They work it to McAvoy. Now over to Pasternak. One-timer score! David Pasternak blasts it in from the left circle. Bruins with a power play goal get on the board.
Yeah, needed it. You know, Pasternak just missed the net on the last shot that he had, but this one, no way. And McAvoy puts it right in his wheelhouse. So he backs off enough in the left wing circle. He's just off the dot. The puck just above the dot is where this shot is taken from. Marchand back to McAvoy into the left wing circle, and Hellebuck's way back on this one. You know, he's there, but a little deeper than we've seen him. I guess he's got to respect the backdoor pass, you know, whatever. But Pasternak's able to pick the corner. I mean, it's just a great shot. How many goalies going to make that save?
So for Pasternak, his 10th of the year. That is his second goal in the last 12 games.
And Marchand, you know, he'll get a second assist on that, secondary assist on that. But he drew the penalty, right, with a nice move there around Lowry.
On the near boards in the offensive zone, Coyle sends it down toward the corner. Puck brought behind the net by Heinola. Can't get it out. Carlo throws it toward the net. Blocked, and Scheifele will start the Jets out. Takes a shoulder from Kastelik as he dumps it deep behind Swayman. Zadorov brings it toward the near corner. Played up the wall. Kicked free by Frederick. Grabbed through neutral ice by Kastelik. Across the line. Left circle shot. Kicked out of there by Hellebuck. And the rebound just forced away from it was Coyle. Coyle battling in the corner with Heinola. Played toward the near side by Connor. Velarde will lob it back toward the Boston zone. Settled there by Lorei, backing up toward the near corner. Sends a pass up ice. Frederick steps in across the line. Nemesnikov back checking. Broke up a pass intended for Beecher. Brazo sent one into the middle, but Velarde takes that away. Connor just outside of the Winnipeg blue line. Played it toward the near boards. Geekie on top of Nemesnikov to win that puck. Brazo got it back across the line, but Heinola will spin it back near side. Geekie goes after it in the near corner. Beecher gets upended by Perfetti. Peak just ahead of Perfetti inside the Boston zone, plays the puck over to the far side. Brazo helped it move forward, but the Jets grab it back. Perfetti against Beecher along the near boards. Now Geekie involved as well against DeMello. Geekie able to win that. Centered was deflected. Beecher able to glove it down. Brazo worked it back to Peak at the point, and his shot goes up off the back glass. Lorei over to Peak. Peak moving in, took a shot, and it hit DeMello in the back as he was just getting up off the ice.
Geekie and DeMello had a pretty good battle going, and Geekie took a pretty good whack at him that put DeMello on the ground or on the ice. The fans detected it.
Puck from the red line sent in by Heinola. Around the near boards, Pasternak inside his own zone. Puck gets clogged up along the near wall. Pasternak now will move it across ice, and here's Osterley just batting it ahead with a backhand. Zacha will go in there deep against Pionk in the far corner. Marcy comes in to make a play on the puck. Lowry will steer it off the far boards, and Pionk now coming out through the neutral zone. Pass left side gets Appleton offside. Draws a whistle with 8:17 to go here in the second period. It's the Jets with a 3-1 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.
David Pasternak's power play goal, assisted by Charlie McAvoy and Brad Marchand, is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order.
Joe Sacco still got the audience of the referee over there. He's explaining to him what happened. The referee doesn't have the benefit of the. I mean, can you look at it? Does that have to be a major or a double minor?
Would have had to be more than
two, right?
Yeah.
Then they could have rescinded the whole thing.
Right. Puck played around behind the net. Pasternak and Geekie. Saka sends it around the far board.
It's funny the different replays because we've got both. I'll get to it in a second.
Here's McAvoy, center of the blue line. Left side to Osterley. Throws one in front off of Geekie. Pasternak grabs it off the carom, brings it around the near circle. Pressured by DeMello, gets shoved out toward the blue line, and Scheifele will take the puck and move up ice. Drops one off for Velarde. His shot blocked by Osterley. Comes in around behind the net. Scheifele there in the far corner. Sends one off for Fleury. One-timer gets blocked. Velarde will drag it back behind the Bruins net. Came out in front. Denied there by Zaka. Connor out near the blue line near side. Spins it back deep for Scheifele. Tried to get it back to Connor, moving to the left circle, but that was broken up. Fleury to Connor. Checked by Geekie. They work it back to Fleury at the right point. Scheifele now center of the blue line, and now he loses it out of the zone. Zaka will play it up ice, but picked off by Fleury. And the Jets come right back.
Yeah, only two guys able to get off. You still have three tired bodies out there for the Bruins.
Brazo puts a shoulder into Scheifele. Puck goes into the near corner. Osterley got it behind the net. Marchand battling with Scheifele into the far corner. Scheifele got position on him. Twists it back in behind the net. Appleton will poke it up the near boards. And at the blue line, it's Heinola to keep in. Now Appleton, near circle. Back to the center of the blue line for Stanley. Blocked coming through the slot by McAvoy. Right out through the neutral ice, and Brazo will get it deep.
I'm just going to say before, we've got the benefit of the Bruins, replays. You also have the Canadian replays, and they were showing Geekie chopped down DeMello in front.
That one was not called. Here's Swayman covering one up with 6:16 to go in the second.
Fans, Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local dealer, or local leader, sorry. Between the Pipes here for the Winnipeg Jets, one of the best. That's Connor Hellebuck, and for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman.
Connor Hellebuck, product of UMass Lowell, two-time Vezina winner, including last season. When he went 37, 19, and 4, 5 shutouts in there. Jeremy Swayman, 9, and 2 in 20 appearances so far this season. It's 4 and 2 with a goals against of 2.01 and a .918 save percentage in his last 6 starts. Face off to his right here. Boyle takes the draw, controlled by Barron. Puck comes toward the slot. Frederick right there. He'll deal it ahead for Kastelik, and Kastelik will chase it down the right wing boards as he gets around Morrissey. To the back of the net. Pot free. Now toward the front. Gustafsson near wall. Hit by Coyle. Forces a turnover. Coyle out near the blue line with the puck on his stick. Over to Carlo with a shot. Kastelik was in front. Hellebuck able to squeeze it. 5:53 to go here in the second period. Bruins still trailing by 2 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
And after this 5-game road trip, the Bruins will be back on Causeway December 21st to face off against the Buffalo Sabres at 7 p.m. Plus, the Bees will be celebrating Teacher Appreciation Night. Select tickets still available for that one. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to secure your seats today. 5:53 to go here in the second. 3-1 Winnipeg has the lead. Morgan Geekie's going to get a face-off in the offensive zone. Geekie, Manitoba native. He's from Straight Clair, Manitoba. Ooh, shot up high off the mask of Jeremy Swayman. Talked to him this morning. He's asked how many family members you got coming. He said just about all of them. Making the 3-hour trek here to Winnipeg. Morrissey gets it back to Lowry. Throw toward the net. Swayman steers that away. Peak send it around the near boards. It'll be Zacha getting it from Pasternak. Zacha carrying it up across the Winnipeg blue line. Forced off into the far corner. Deals it around Morrissey to the near side for Pasternak in the left wing circle. Behind the net, Zacha brings it back toward this near circle. Backhands it across. Pasternak was moving away from the net. Had to kick it to his stick. Floats it back in Geekie's direction. Now McAvoy in deep with it. He'll send it back to Osterley at the left point. Shot one off the outside, or off the backboards, and then off the outside of the net. Taken back for Osterley. Center blue line, McAvoy stepping in for a shot. Glove stopped by Hellebuck. No rebound.
Just sailed on him a little bit for McAvoy. That's pretty good pressure right there by the Bruins, creating a couple loose pucks. After Lowry, as you said, ripped one off. I don't know if it was the shoulder or mask. It looked like it might have been the mask, as you said, of Jeremy Swayman down the other end. But I mean, McAvoy, he's in good shooting position. You got somebody battling to try to get to the front of the net. He tried to go high to the glove side, and you know, both these goaltenders make it look pretty easy when they're seeing the shot, right?
As you said, there's a reason why these are two of the United States' top 3 goaltenders for the 4 nations.
Talking to Kevin Cheveldayoff about, you know, Hellebuck, and just talking about how driven he is. And
there's Connor with a shot kicked out of there by Swayman.
They lost last year to the Colorado Avalanche, and saying, you know, he talked about just they got out of the way that they play the game in order to be successful. They got into a bit of a track meet with the Colorado Avalanche, and that just was not going to work against that team. And he said they could never get back to it.
McAvoy plays it off the near boards inside the Boston zone. Stolen by Scheifele, trying to get it toward the front of the net. Osterley able to hold his ground. Wins it back and sends it around the near boards, but right to Pionk, and just inside the blue line. Back deep it comes. Scheifele, centering pass, missed Connor. Pionk at the near point, able to keep it alive. They work it to Scheifele again along the left circle, trying to get it back to Fleury at the center of the blue line. Missed him, and the puck careens all the way back down toward Hellebuck. 3:40 to go here in the second. 3-1, Winnipeg has the lead. Fleury from his own zone, pass toward the far side. Heinola couldn't handle it. Puck batted into the air and offside as Beecher was in the zone. McLaughlin couldn't quite hold it in there.
It's hockey season, the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Face off just outside the Winnipeg blue line. McLaughlin to take the draw here against Nemesnikov. Now McLaughlin out, Beecher in. They are allowed to kick McLaughlin out of this one. Heinola up the near side. Puck is dumped in by Chibrikov. Puck hit the referee as Carlo tried to wrap it up the far boards. It'll come back around toward the near side. McLaughlin battling for it in the near corner. Is able to kick it along for Carlo. And now it pops free. McLaughlin will tap it in behind the net for Zadorov. Back to Carlo near side. Helped out of the zone along the near wall by Beecher. Back toward the Boston zone and carried on in. Here's Nemesnikov handling back for Heinola. Threw one in front as Chibrikov went floating in front of Swayman. Puck ended up going up and over. 2:40 to go here in the second. Chibrikov got it back into the Boston zone, but Zadorov there from the near circle. Sends it far side for Carlo. Frederick will tap one on deep into the Winnipeg zone. Give the Bruins defenders a chance to change up. Here's Frederick now in the far circle. He'll give it back to Pete at the right point. Shot was blocked, came on to the near side. Kastelic trying to twist one in front. He got upended along the near boards and is in a wrestling match with Stanley now inside the zone as the puck out in the neutral ice. Kastelic just getting back on side as Frederick chased the puck into the Winnipeg zone. But back out into the neutral ice again. Pete will carry it to the blue line and send it softly down the right wing side. Jets have it. Bruins went for a change. Heinola to the center ice circle. Dumped into the left wing corner. Wraps around the near side. Lorai reverses it around to Pete. Off the boards and out to the blue line. Geeky stands his ground as Morrissey laid a hit on him, but Morrissey was the one who hit the deck. Peak lifting one high into the air, comes out through the center ice circle. Dylan DeMello right there for Winnipeg. Near side boards, and it's Scheifele. On the near side hash marks, trying to get it in front. Denied there. It'll come back to DeMello for a drive, and that gloved by Swayman.
Yeah, seen all the way in there by Swayman. Nothing in front. A little bit of low event here the last few minutes, right? Both teams working, but both teams defending pretty well, checking pretty well. Thought it was funny with one of the questions asked to Kevin Cheveldayoff was it, you know, how's Scotty Arniel behind the bench right now? And he said, well, he was a lot better when we were 15-1 or whatever it was. And he said, but he said, if you're gonna ask him about players, he said, ask him who's playing well. It'll be a shorter conversation.
15-1 start followed by a 5-8 stretch here in the last 13. 20-9 to start the season.
They lead the league in wins.
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota's, I think they're tied with Minnesota right now, but they lead the league in wins. And Minnesota's got all those, the overtime losses.
Right.
Very few regulation losses.
Here's Appleton leading the Jets forward. He had Lowry coming down the middle. Now Lindholm back checking, forcing Niederreiter into the far corner. Around the near boards, it'll come to DeMello. Over to Morrissey, throws one in front, kicked out of there, and Bruins have it with Brazo trying to go long here. Marchand. Whistle icing.
DeMello put his hand up.
That's what Marchand is arguing. DeMello playing linesman here Instead of chasing that puck back, puck went right through him. And then Marchand nearly beat him to the puck anyway.
There's been some head scratchers this period. Wow.
So off the icing with 29.5 seconds to go in this period. Bruins will have a defensive zone face-off. They try to figure out who's supposed to be on the ice.
Yeah, they're botching this too. Brazo's the guy that dumped the puck up the ice.
Right, and they're sending
him off to the bench. They're really having a tough one right now. Holy cow.
Face-off win here by Scheifele. Connor moving it through the high slot. Pass was blocked by Coyle. Connor's got it back on his stick. Able to stick handle around Marchand, but
that's a nice
weight out of his zone, and that's a no-doubter by Zadorov. Bit of a rough night for the linesman tonight.
Yeah.
Kicked the guy out of the face-off circle earlier who wasn't eligible to be kicked out after an icing. And they get it right this time. They give.
Well, they know the defensive player can't get kicked out, but now the new rule.
There's Connor, challenged by Marchand out near the blue line. 11 to go in the period. Puck angled for Morris. He missed him. Zadorov will send it high into the air, bouncing puck toward Marchand on into the attack zone. 2 seconds and 1, and the horn will sound to end the second period before the Bruins can get another shot in Hellebuck's direction. So Scheifele gets a power play goal to make it a 3-0 Winnipeg lead, and then Pastrnak with a power play goal a couple of minutes later to get the Bruins on the board. They trail 3-1 after 2. We'll be back with a recap so far next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code BLOCK and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code BLOCK. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance is happening right now. Don't miss out on up to 45% off site-wide and a free professional measure. Avoid the home renovation overwhelm. Swapping out old blinds for custom window coverings delivers big results, and Blinds.com makes it easy and affordable. Skip the long lines or waiting around at home all day just to get a quote. With Blinds.com, shopping online doesn't mean sacrificing quality, style, or service. A Blinds.com design expert can help you make the perfect selection. We can even handle everything from measure to install. Get your whole home installed for one low cost. With over 25 million windows covered, Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Don't miss Blinds.com's Cyber Monday Last Chance happening right now. Save up to 45% site-wide. Plus, get a free professional measure, up to 45% off site-wide, and a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
New holiday deals just dropped at Lowe's. Get up to 30% off select major appliances, plus an additional $75 off for every $1,000 you spend on select kitchen major appliances from brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Amana, and Maytag. And don't miss big savings on DeWalt. Save $80 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 2-tool combo kit. Was $229, now just $149. Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/5 through 12/11. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Marchand out of the right corner to Lindholm. On the half wall. They work it to McAvoy. Now over to Pastrnak. One-timer score! David Pastrnak blasts it in from the left circle. Bruins with a power play goal get on the board. At the lone Boston goal through 2 periods, they trail the Winnipeg Jets 3-1. Back alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston here in Winnipeg. And that's the good news for the Bruins, is they get a goal out of that first power play unit, get Pastrnak a power play goal, get that one-timer going, his 10th of the year, but just his second in, the last 12 games. Been hoping to get that first unit going. They've had a couple of cracks at it tonight. They got some good puck movement on the abbreviated power play early on, and then they get the goal in that second period to get the Bruins on the board. That's the good news so far.
Yeah, I think there's some good to take out of this game. They had a couple bad bounces. I mean, the first goal is kind of a bad bounce. It comes off that back wall, and they get a good break, and Nemestikov gets that goal. I thought that they had a couple breakdowns after the power play goal, and eventually Scheifele was able to they got that puck. It was a pass from Connor. This is all in the first period, so that gave them the 2-0 lead. The 3-0 lead came after the Bruins had a power play, and they got the puck in the offensive zone, and Pastrnak lifts the stick of Stanley. Stanley's own stick hits him in his own face, and they called Pastrnak for a high stick, which is the wrong call, obviously, and it negated the power play for the Bruins, so it became 4-on-4. Right at the tail end of the 4-on-4, Zadorov had a really good opportunity. He was stopped by Hellebuck. The Jets get their guy out of the box, come back down, good setup. Not the best coverage by the Bruins in the penalty kill situation. Nice pass across from Morrissey in the right wing circle to the left wing circle. Scheifele, a right-hand shot, just rips his puck past Swayman, and Swayman's trying to move from left to right to get himself over there. So, it's you got. I kind of get it. It's a tough call. You see a guy get hit with a high stick, you call the penalty, but it's his own stick.
Right.
So, that's a tough one to swallow. And then, Pastrnak was pleading his case, but they put him in the box anyhow. And now it's a 3-0 lead. Now it's a huge uphill climb. The Bruins get a power play goal, and that was it. So Marchand makes Pionk stepped up in the neutral or inside the blue line. Marchand gets the puck in open ice. He's got Lowry back there covering, playing defense. It's a forward playing D. Goes outside in on him. Beautiful move. Gets Lowry to react and reach, and steps around him. And Pionk on the back check, slashes him. This kind of a cut and dry call. No argument at all. The Bruins capitalize on the power play. Good to see Pastrnak get on the board. That was good puck movement by the Bruins. That's the type of thing you're looking for from them. It's been better here today. They did use the middle of the ice, which they had talked about. And Nome fanned on the shot. That was on him. It was a hard pass, but he's got to know that that's coming, which he did. He just couldn't catch up to it. But now it's okay. They had a 2-goal deficit last game, 3-1, same score, right? And they were able to battle back. Different team. Winnipeg's a little bit better defensively, and they've got that guy in net named Hellebuck that's a little bit better. A little bit better than maybe what they saw the other day. But opportunity here. I still think some of their best hockey's there, and they've shown signs of it. They've had some good forechecks here in this game. But I think 5-on-5, a fairly evenly played game, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, the 2 power play goals by Winnipeg, the difference right now.
Yeah, Winnipeg, by the way, 14-0, perfect 14-0 when they lead through 2 periods. So, if you're looking at an uphill climb against a good team here in the third period. But as you said, it's been a fairly even game in the 5-on-5. I mean, there's been 3 power play goals in this game. 2 for the Jets and Pasternak's goal for the Bruins. But it's not like the Bruins, down 3-1, have been dominated in this game by any stretch of the imagination. I mean,
no,
they're playing with one of the better teams out in the West here. And
yeah, but also a team that's struggling a little bit right now. So you expect them to be ready for them. They're on home ice. Lost 5 out of 8. They've only won 2 out of the last 7. So you expect them to be a better team, trying to get back to the form, or at least close to the form that gave them so much early season success, right out of the gate success that Winnipeg has had. They're a good team. They're a deep team. They've got that good structure. And, you know, you talk to people around here and they say, look, we haven't changed a whole lot. You know, Scott Arniel goes behind the bench. The system's pretty much the same, by and large the same. But, you know, Arniel's got a different way of maybe connecting than maybe Rick Bowness did. Bowness he's been around for a long time before retiring after last season. And I think it's a situation for the Jets to kind of hit the reset again. You remember it was Paul Maurice that was here for a while. And he stepped down in the middle of the season. It was a crazy situation where he steps down. Eventually, he goes on to take the job in Florida, and we all know what happened in Florida the last couple of years, and especially last season. It was a really weird situation, and then Bowness took over, and then, you know, Arniel now takes over. So they've had some turnovers here over the last few years, but it's been interesting to see the evolution of the Jets. And we talked during the period about how much that Kevin Cheveldayoff has done to keep this roster intact for the most part, and trade people that don't want to be here. You don't want to be here? We're going to trade you, and we're going to do well with it. And Pierre-Luc Dubois is a perfect example.
And we talked about some of those trades. He has hit on those trades and added to the roster, and then he's been able to keep these guys here as well. It's the Bruins trailing 3-1 after 2. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines coming up next with Matt McCarthy on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer. But first, our music of the game brought to you by Live Nation. Linkin Park From Zero World Tour 2025 is live in Boston. Due to demand, second show added July 31st at TD Garden. Get your tickets Friday at livenation.com. Now a timeout on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code BLOCK and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code BLOCK. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The holidays are just around the corner, so now's the time to shop new deals at Lowe's. Make your home even merrier with up to 75% off select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees, holiday lights, and more. Plus, don't miss our limited-time weekly deal drops on items like appliances, tools, and grills. There's something for everyone on your list. Count on Lowe's to help you save all season long, because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 12/5 through 12/11 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
The home of the Patriots, the Celts, the Revs, and the Bruins. Boston's home for sports is 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Bruins trailed the Jets 3-1 after 2 periods of play tonight. 2 goals from Mark Scheifele. David Pastrnak scored on the power play for Boston. Vladislav Nemestikov opened the scoring for Winnipeg tonight. Busy night at the winter meetings. Yankees signing Max Fried, 8 years, $218 million. Nate Eovaldi returns to the Rangers, 3 years, $75 million. Chris Cotillo says the Red Sox are preparing an offer to righty Corbin Burns. The 50-50 raffle presented by DraftKings is currently benefiting the Boston Bruins Foundation and Greater Lowell Hawks Youth Hockey, a town-based hockey program covering the Greater Lowell area that strives to provide fun and a competitive learning environment for all members. To support the Boston Bruins Foundation, Greater Lowell Hockey Youth Hockey, and for a chance to win, you can enter for half of the jackpot. Visit bostonbruins.com/5050 to purchase tickets. The raffle runs through the third period of the game on December 23rd. I'm Matt McCarthy. RJ and Bob have the call of the third period next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Introducing Instagram Teen Accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad. New Instagram Teen Accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days with a sporty new Civic, Accord, HR-V, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 2.9% APR on a 2025 Honda Accord or CR-V, a 4.9% APR on a 2025 Civic, and a 3.9% APR on a 2025 HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer-lasting scent.
Holiday magic is in the air, and DSW's got all the shoes to make your season extra merry. Believe, you've got parties to attend and lists to check twice, so DSW is taking care of the details, like gifts to make their eyes all aglow, styles that bring joy to your world, brands everyone wants, like UGG, Nike, Birkenstock, and more, and deals to make your budget bright. Find the perfect shoes for you and yours at a DSW store near you or dsw.com.
The Sports Hub is home to your favorite teams, the New England Patriots, the Boston Bruins, and the Boston Celtics. Hear every game home and away right here, and get all the latest news from the front office, the locker room, and more. Tune in, on air, online, or on the Sports Hub app. Download it today. One of our Sports Hub hosts will be with you shortly. Thanks for listening.
A 6-letter word for an app where you can easily find and book an in-person or virtual appointment with the perfect doctor by searching specialty and insurance and reading real reviews from real patients.
It's ZocDoc, obviously.
Genius! How'd you know that?
How do you think I found an amazing therapist, dentist, and primary care doc?
Can't believe I didn't know this was an option sooner.
You've got more options than you know. Download the free ZocDoc app to book today.
DQ presents the sound of your next DQ meal. It's the sound of savoring a signature stack burger, chicken strip basket, or $7 meal deal. Oh, it's quiet because they're too busy enjoying their DQ food. Grab yours at participating U.S. locations today. DQ, happy tastes good.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub. This is a black and gold flashback.
Busick to Orr. He drives. Drops off for Gilbert.
Tonight's Black and Gold flashback taking us back to this date in 1970. Johnny Busick, 2 goals, 4 assists, and an 8-2 win over the Buffalo Sabres. That all while playing in his 1,000th career NHL game. Bruins also totaled 72 shots on goal in that game, which was the 3rd highest single game total by a team in NHL history. 2 periods down here in Winnipeg, and the Jets have a 3-1 lead over the Bruins. Power play goal by Nemesnikov from Niederreiter and Pionk at 12:09 of the first got the Jets on the board. They would score again at even strength at 18:01. Mark Scheifele with his first of 2 on the game from Connor and Velarde at the 18:01 mark of the first period. Scheifele then scoring on the power play at 7:02 of the second, assisted by Morrissey, before David Pastrnak got the Bruins on the board at the 9:13 mark with his 10th goal of the year, a power play goal from McAvoy and Marchand. And that is where we stand at the end of 2 periods right now. That power play goal, by the way, for David Pastrnak, his first on the man advantage since October the 26th against Toronto. That's some 20 games ago. Good to see him get that one. As we get ready to start the 3rd period, I want to make brief mention of the announcement today. Defenseman Kevin Shattenkirk announcing his retirement. Of course, played with the Bruins last year. 952 career games. Colorado, St. Louis, Washington, the Rangers, Tampa, where he won a cup. Anaheim, and last year with Boston. Also won an NCAA title at Boston University as well. Congratulations on a great career. Puck lifted out of the Winnipeg zone here in a foot race back into Boston territory. Osterley trying to get position going into the near corner against Chibrikov. Pulled free by McAvoy. Tangled up along the near wall, but Kastelik will keep it moving forward and out of the zone. Murray skates back to get it inside the Jets' end. Bruins going from left to right on offense here in the 3rd period. Puck chopped free by Kastelik against Nemestikov, who's able to win it back. Pionk moved it toward Fleury in the near corner. Up the wall, Perfetti couldn't handle it. Carlo tried to shoot out near the blue line, and that one angles up and out of play off a stick. So the face-off in the offensive zone.
Just look down at the face-offs, the sheet in between periods. Right, pretty even face-offs, but talk about guys getting kicked out of draws, right?
Yeah.
Jets have had 10 different players take face-offs tonight. Bruins have had 8.
Wow.
They even kick them out after icings.
Off the draw, here's a win by Geekie. Carlo fumbled it out near the blue line and then knocked down Niederreiter and got away with it.
Well,
Niederreiter hit the deck.
But he did get in front of him.
Puck played up toward the Boston line. Here's Niederreiter, left circle a shot, and Swayman's got that pressed against his body.
Carlo finished the hit hard on Niederreiter. Niederreiter did not like that at all after he took that shot. Here comes the door up over.
That'll back Niederreiter off there.
It's a good finish. I think he thought that maybe he could draw out interference penalty there on Carlo at the offensive blue line.
Dorov has a way of calming things down when he gets in there. Showing the replay of the...
that's a good non-call.
Niederreiter was helping that one out. John Tortorella would not have approved.
No, he would not.
Zadorov plays it out toward the far side, held in by Scheifele. He works his way down the right circle, centering pass for Connor, scores. And Winnipeg makes it 4-1 on an early goal here in the 3rd period.
Yeah, the Bruins get caught. I'm not going to say cheating, but just coming up the ice, and this puck does not get out of the zone. And Scheifele and Connor are going to make them pay. Puck gets turned over just inside the blue line, chipped down the wall to Scheifele on that right side, and Scheifele's going to make a perfect pass to Connor, who he's able to, it's just out of the outstretched stick there of Brandon Carlo, and he makes no mistake. Connor's not going to miss that. And then the big hit by Zadorov, but that was after the puck was in the back of the net.
So Scheifele now with 2 goals and an assist as Connor picks up his 16th of the year. He and Scheifele tied for the team lead. Puck wrapped up the near boards and it'll be pushed out into neutral ice here for the Jets. Iafallo gets it deep. Swayman will send it around the far corner. Tap free onto Beecher. Got an outlet pass for Koepke. Instead it ricochets toward McLaughlin, but lost it coming through neutral ice. Iafallo will dump it back in. Lorai to Koepke over by the hash marks far side. His pass off the end of the backhand of the stick of Beecher. On the near boards taken, turn near side by Gustafsson. Forced back toward the Boston attack zone. Here's McLaughlin skating onto a loose puck. Shot hit the outside of the net. Kicked that along the back of the net. We get a whistle and a hand pass.
Yeah, that was a killer. So, I mean, that's a little bit of a breakdown there. That's happened now twice where the Bruins think that puck's going to get moving up the ice. And you leave yourself shorthanded on the backside, right? I mean, that... Like everybody's cheating up, not cheating, but everybody expects that puck to get out and it stays right in the zone or right at the blue line, and they just come right back at you. And Scheifele makes a great pass. You know, he's got to make it just past the out. Carlo's got a long reach, and it's just past the blade of the stick for Carlo. And I mean, Kyle Connor just does not miss stuff like that. It's a great finish. 7 seasons, 20-plus goals for Connor.
Yes, last 3 years, 93, 80, and 61 points. Go back.
And, you know, you got to say it. What if, right? What if the Bruins had an opportunity to take Connor?
Yep. 17th overall pick in 2015. Face off to the right of Connor Hellebuck. 2:12 gone in this third period. Winnipeg up by 3 once again. Osterley goes over to the near side for McAvoy. Cross ice pass. Ricocheted away from Pastrnak. Taking it behind his own net is Scheifele. In the near corner. It's reversed back around by Fleury. And lifted out into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck just inside the Boston line. Osterley had it batted away from him. McAvoy cleared it, but Velarde will get it right back in. Floats it to the right side. Connor pivots. Gives back to Pionk at the point. Over to Scheifele near side, and a one-timer up over the net. Pionk down the wall. Geekie tapped it away from Connor. Zacha moves it for Pastrnak coming through neutral ice. Trying to stick handle with it. Lost it. Regains and now drops it back to Peak. Peak hands back to Pastrnak as he comes back through the defensive zone. Try to dump it ahead for Coyle, who is sneaking down the right side. It is directed back out of the zone. Coyle with it on his stick for Mason Lohrei. Pass off to the left side. Here's Frederick from the left circle. Shot save made by Hellebuck. Dropped it back into play. Lohrai's got it now moving to the right circle. Sent one through the slot untouched. Peak throws one back to the net with Kastelik in front. On the near boards, it's Lohrei backhanding it down the board. Coyle out near the blue line himself. Gives to Peak. Peak centering. Morrissey got a stick on that. Fleury will take it to the far corner. Played it up the wall. Not out. Kastelik sends it across ice. Peak racing to it near side, but Morrissey got there first. Fleury takes a heavy hit behind the net by Kastelik, who gets it out in front. And Hellebuck squeezing against that far post to make the save and make sure there's no rebound.
Yeah, some pushback here for the Bruins trying to get back into this one. Right now, there's been a couple self-inflicted for the Bruins, in terms of some of the goals. I mean, you got 2 power play goals against you, but I think the 5-on-5 goals, both of them, you ended up getting outnumbered because you're trying to move up the ice and that puck doesn't get where you expect it to get. One in the first period and now one in the third period. Good opportunity by Kastelik going to the net.
Going to face off in the offensive zone here for Elias Lindholm. Helped back to the point here for McAvoy. Back to Lindholm, left circle, a shot. Stick save by Hellebuck. McAvoy pursuing that puck into the far corner. DeMello will twist it back around behind the Winnipeg net. Cleared up the blue line, not out. Brazo knocked it off the wall. Now he tried to center for Marchand coming down the middle. Forced back off into the near corner. Niederreiter will lob it out of the zone. Giving chase was Appleton, but Zadorov back there to get it for the Bruins. Marchand, Brazo back to Marchand, just inside the line. Marchand moved it along toward the far side. Zadorov threw one in front, tipped by Brazo. It'll come out of the zone, though, and now Lowry comes ahead with a 2-on-1. Lowry centering pass, blocked partially by Zadorov, and then the second one back in front. Bruins able to get it back.
Yeah, he tried to return the pass, tried to give and go that time, and Zadorov was able to get enough of it.
Brazo dropping it back. Bruins go for a change. Winnipeg doing likewise. Close to 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Pastrnak will play it over to Osterley. Osterley in turn passes for Zacha. Finds a cutting Pastrnak moving toward the right wing side. Drags it through Heinola and gets the shot in on Hellebuck, who makes the save and a whistle.
Somebody brought this up to me the other day, so I had to double check it, or I heard it somewhere, and I had to double check it. So 2015-16 NCAA scoring. Kyle Connor had 35 goals and 71 points. He led the nation in scoring. Jimmy Vesey won the Hobey Baker that year. Jimmy Vesey, in all due respect, he was 17th in the nation in scoring that year.
Wow.
17th. I mean, there's a lot of names in between that number 1 and 17. Congratulations to Vesey, but I was shocked. The next closest guy to Connor had 63 points. So he was 8 points more than his teammate, JT Compher.
That's an insane season with the college level. I mean, those are otherworldly numbers. Here is Connor with a puck on his stick coming through neutral ice. Wheels off for Velarde, shoots and scores. Velarde uncorks it from the top of the right circle, beats Swayman, and it's 5-1.
Velarde can fire it. And he proved it right there. He's got some bodies going to the net. He just snaps this puck, and it's just... And Connor's going to move this puck to him. He's going to go to the net. Just inside, from the right wing circle, just inside the far post on the blocker side. It's a bullet.
Velarde, one of those guys we were talking about.
Beats him clean.
Came in from that Dubois trade with L.A. Gets his 12th of the year. 5-1 Winnipeg as they've added 2 here early on in the third. 14:20 to go. As the puck comes around behind the Bruins net, Osterley will pivot toward the far side. Lays up the wall here for Koepke. Gets wrestled down by Barron coming through neutral ice.
He ran into the linesman. He was up on the boards, but...
Carlo will play it around behind Hellebuck, who stops it and backhands it toward the far corner. Osterley pinching down the wall, forcing it back toward the far face-off circle. Hanoa will give to Barron as he starts it up ice. To the near side for Stanley, and deep into Boston territory it goes. Both teams getting some changes on behind the play as it comes around near side. And Kastelik and Carlo both there. Carlo will lob it ahead. He'll head off as part of a change as Frederick gets in on a forecheck against Stanley. Stanley sent it up the far wall, kept in by Zadorov. It comes bouncing across the ice toward the near side. Frederick's pass is picked off. And Perfetti working his way to the Boston line. Takes a hit from McAvoy, who's going to take a penalty here. Is Perfetti on one knee?
Yeah, he tried to finish the hit. I'm not sure where the penalty is, unless he caught him up high.
I don't think McAvoy is sure where the penalty is there either. So the Bruins will be shorthanded once again when we come back. 13:15 to go here in the third period. And it's a 5-1 Winnipeg lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
The 2025 Pucks and Pups calendar presented by the Black Dog is on sale now with the Pro Shop powered by 47. Add some smiles to each month of 2025 as your favorite Bruins players pose with their four-legged friends. Proceeds support the Boston Bruins Foundation as well as MSPCA Angel and helps their efforts to promote animal welfare. Visit bostonbruins.com to purchase yours. Charlie McAvoy goes to the box. It's a minor penalty. I'm not sure I didn't hear the call.
It was something to the head, but he got mostly body. He did catch a piece of the head, but it was mostly body. And Perfetti went down. The penalty was called. I would assume going down, a concussion spotter would take him right off the ice, but he's on the bench.
Mesnikov will play it down toward the corner here for Niederreiter. 5th power play of the game for Winnipeg. They're 2 out of 4 so far. Pionk center of the blue line. Gave it over to the far side. Comes across near side to Mesnikov. To the back of the net, Niederreiter. Now it's Chibikov out near the blue line to Pionk. Pionk lays it toward the far corner. Niederreiter back to Chibikov again at the blue line. Over to Pionk. One-timer. Score! Through traffic in front. Iafallo might have gotten it. And it is a 6-1 Winnipeg lead.
Yeah, it's the high tip. It's Pionk taking the slap shot from out high. And Iafallo's right in between the hash marks. This shot was, I don't know, about shin or knee high. And it's tipped home. 3 power play goals for Winnipeg here in this game. Unfortunately, it's been a while, but that's been a pattern for the Bruins this season, right?
Yeah, it was
4 or 5 times now.
Yeah, I was thinking back to, it was the last one.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
Carolina, maybe?
That's what I was thinking, that Halloween night game in Carolina where things really came apart. So 6-1
Frederick
lead.
going at it with somebody here at center ice. They're going to go.
Yeah, he and David Gustafsson. Frederick and Gustafsson have a hold of each other. Oh, Freddie lands a right hand and drops him right off the bat.
Now Stanley coming over, and him and Kaslik are going to go.
And there they go. They throw off the gloves here, and we get a second fight as they get right up against the boards there, far side. Kastelik and Stanley. Kastelik's got the right arm free as they twist around. Stanley trying to grab a hold of that arm. Kastelik, a couple of overhand shots, get in there on the side of the head. And the linesman trying to peel the two of them apart.
Stanley came over and challenged him after Frederick and Gustafsson dropped the gloves in the middle of the ice there right after the face-off. Stanley's got the reach. I mean, Kastelik's a big guy, but he's got the reach. They're going to take both those guys off. Those will be misconducts and fightings. And now Lowry coming over to have a word with Frederick.
Referee.
It's been a pretty friendly game, to be honest with you, up until that point.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't been a whole lot of, coming off of that game on.
Arneal is he's giving it to Sacco. Sacco's yelling back at Arneal in between the benches.
What's he upset about? Gustafsson wasn't exactly a bystander there.
Frederick wanted it.
Well, Gustafsson obliged him, though. Wasn't like he jumped him.
It's who they put on the ice.
Boston, 47. 5 minutes each for fighting, and a game misconduct for the second fight in the same stoppage. 5-on-5.
Yeah, I'm sure that, but they are a line.
Right.
Frederick and Kaslik are on the same line. So
Frederick and Gustafsson get 5-minute majors, and then Kastelik and Stanley get 5 in games for the second fight in the same stoppage. They waited until after the initial bout was over before they locked up.
Gustafsson, they helped him off the ice. He took a pretty good pop from Trent Frederick.
It was a one-punch fight, essentially. This is only Gustafson's third game of the year. He missed first couple of weeks of the season with a lower body injury, and
Lowry's hot
been
right
in the
now.
lineup much since.
He is hot. And they going back and forth in front of the Bruins bench, talking while all those penalties were getting sorted out.
Going to move Kastelik ahead of Zadorov for the team lead in penalty minutes with 65 now on the
game's
year.
not over yet.
So a face-off in the offensive zone here. It's 5-on-5, and here we go. Lowry and Zadorov going to square off out near the blue line. Zadorov rolling up the sleeves as they work their way out to the red line. Now they lock up. Lowry tries to get a quick uppercut in there. Zadorov fires one over the top. Now a left jab. Zadorov fires a right. Lowry a right. They twist around, and Lowry stumbles down, and the officials won't let them keep going. Zadorov gives Lowry a little tap on the backside as they separate.
Lowry's heart and soul. He's going to have everybody's back there. He was fuming. And Gustafson's not a guy that drops the gloves, and that got O'Neill fired up. So if they're going to, Gustafson had no penalty minutes to that point this season. He only played 3 games, but yeah.
So Zadorov very quickly back tied for the penalty minute lead on the team with 65 after he gets that major.
Those guys did it right. Square off from a distance. Nobody jumping each other, and it's
face off in the offensive zone. One here by Beecher. Lorai shoots one up over the head of Hellebuck. It'll come to the near side boards. Played back behind the net by Scheifele. Bionk will take it from there. Out to neutral ice. Velarde couldn't get it past Lorai, who can get it back into the Winnipeg zone, but Bionk will play it again. Heinola able to sidestep the check of Beecher. Now up ice come the Jets in a hurry. Velarde stops right circle, centering past Connor. And a little miscommunication. Bruins get it back. And the pass angled ahead for McLaughlin here for the Bruins. He'll sweep it deep into Winnipeg territory. Rest of the line will go for a change. 11:48 to go here in the third. 6-1 Winnipeg.
So in 115 games for Gustafson, 6 penalty minutes. I think that's why Scott O'Neill was upset that Fredericks just was ready to go with whoever was near him.
And here's Pastrnak with a shot.
That's my guess.
Well, what's the etiquette there? I mean, Freddie asks him, or and Gustafson.
Well, he cross-checked him a couple times. Frederick did, and I'm saying I'm going by what.
Right.
I'm trying to think of what Scott O'Neill's saying.
The penalty coming against McAvoy here. The puck came deep into Boston territory. Chibikov went to the deck. McAvoy.
Yeah, that's frustration time now. He went to the deck pretty easily.
Yep.
But, it doesn't matter at this point in terms of score. And McAvoy fired that puck around the boards right where the referee with his arm up was.
So Winnipeg already with 3 power play goals. We'll go back to the power play for a 7th time tonight.
Yeah, it's interference. It's frustration time right now. He goes down pretty easy, but it's interference.
Well, face-off will be to the left of Swayman. This 5-game road trip getting started on a rough note here as Scheifele gets a one-timer from between the circles, kicked away by Swayman. Scheifele was bidding for a hat trick there. From his own zone, Morrissey going to drop one back. Picked up by Connor, skating through neutral ice with speed. Pass off to the right side for Velarde. Deals it back to Morrissey now just inside the blue line. Tried to throw it in front, blocked by Coyle. Came free along that far circle and shot that time found its way through to Swayman. But he hangs on to it with a minute 29 to go on the McAvoy penalty.
Yeah, Lowry and Frederick are going to come out of. I think the only beat that the Jets have right now is probably with Frederick. And with Joe Sacco, but with Frederick. And
would not be surprised if Freddie has another go tonight.
If not tonight, then the next time these two teams face each other.
January 30th at TD Garden. On the far side boards, puck will be played to the near side for Morrissey. Down low, Scheifele in front. Velarde point blank saves Swayman, covers it up.
Yes, Gustafson said yes, but he had to be provoked, and then now you're getting challenged. Now he's under no obligation to drop the gloves. Maybe he's just a little inexperienced there in terms of, I don't need to drop the gloves here. We're up 6-1. Why am I going to drop the gloves with you? Unless something precipitated it, I didn't see that.
It's also a guy who, as you mentioned, he's only played 3 games in the league this year. Right? He
wants to play.
Struggling to get in the lineup. He's, probably trying to show the coach, like, I want to be out here. Morrissey back in his own zone, pressured, nearly turned it over to Lindholm. Instead, Connor moving the Jets up ice. 59 to go in the power play. Perfetti down the left circle, sent one in front. That one ricocheted all the way back toward the blue line. Now here's Connor off a centering feed, and he sends one just wide of Swayman. Comes all the way back out through neutral. Scheifele's got it. We hit the midway point of this third period. Scheifele cutting toward the right side. Laughlin able to steer it toward Carlo and hammers it around the near boards and all the way down. (6-1) Winnipeg leads it. They've got another 26 seconds left in their most recent power play. Chibikov through neutral ice. Gets it across the line to Niederreiter. Around behind the net it comes. Reversed back behind the net by Kepke for the Bruins. Now Lorine moved it back toward the near side, but picked off by Nemesnikov. At the blue line, it's Pionk. Works his way toward the far side. Now back to Nemesnikov in the center of the blue line. Pionk right point. Shot. Save made by Swayman. Scrambles. Covers the rebound with a little help from Carlo. And we get a wrestling match between McLaughlin and Iafallo. The officials trying to pull them apart here. Power play is over. We've got 9:19 to go here in the third period. 6-1 Winnipeg leads it on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
At More Dog Comfort Spa, now you don't need to go far for your dog to experience pure comforting bliss. Choose from a variety of comforting options, from ecstasy-inducing scritchy scratchies to sensory tingling butt sniff aromatherapy, all with complimentary Milk Bone Comfort chews. Let your dog experience the lap of luxury right from your lap. Give your dog a comfort chew today and let them chew their way to bliss.
More Dog. Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. Perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden, here to talk about Prize Picks. Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win real cash on your lineup.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code BLOCK and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code BLOCK. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
6-1. Winnipeg leads at 9:19 to go. Bruins with just the 1 goal tonight so far. Charlie McAvoy, Brad Marchand with the helpers. That means the Shaws and Star Market Foundation has already donated another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Shot goes over Swayman's head off the stick of Heinola. Near side circle. Geekie drags it up ice. Gives for Marchand far side to McAvoy. Back to Marchand. Sending one down the middle. Geekie, and then crashing the doorstep was Pasternak as well. Jets will clear the zone, and a pass up ice to Appleton. On the near boards. Goes off for the trailer. Barron. Shot. Ends up going off the backboards. McAvoy ended up sliding into the crease of Swayman.
With the help of Niederreiter.
Yeah. McAvoy wondering where the call was there. Marchand and Pasternak move it forward here. Pasta kicking it to his stick along the left circle. Right in front for Coyle. Couldn't settle a bouncing, rolling puck. Coyle's got it out near the blue line now. He'll float it down toward Hellebuck, who gloves it out of the air and hangs on to it.
Fans, hockey season's the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
This is the 5th time this year the Bruins have surrendered 3 power play goals in the game. The last one was not the Carolina game. We've got the Toronto game. November the 5th was the most recent.
And Toronto had come in with...
They hadn't scored a power play goal in like a month.
They only had a few on the season.
Yeah. All of them have come on the road. And all against pretty solid teams. Toronto, Carolina, Dallas, Colorado was the first.
They won that game.
Yeah. Winnipeg entered the night 3rd in the league on the man advantage. As a puck thrown towards Swayman here by Chibrikov, and Swayman scoops it up with a glove, so it will be a defensive zone faceoff. This was a 3-1 game coming into the 3rd period. Connor Velarde and Iafallo all scoring in the first 7:19 of the period to blow it open. Off the face-off, Jets have possession. Thrown toward the net by Fleury, goes up and over Coyle. Fighting his way out of the zone. McLaughlin one hand on his stick as he bats it into the Winnipeg end. Under 8 minutes to play around the near boards peak.
It's funny, not funny, but it's telling you. You look at the goals that they've scored. I think the only one that you think Swayman could like to have back, and it was a good shot. Don't get me wrong. It's a shot that beat him clean. Was Velarde.
Right.
Everything else was either tipped or deflected, or like the one-timer by Scheifele. I'm going to get that.
Yeah, no.
A couple breakdowns defensively for the Bruins. And
Barlow hands for Pasternak. Pass through neutral ice. Overshot Marchand. That's going to be an icing.
Here comes Frederick and Lowry out of the box right now. They're waiting for the linesman to come over.
Frederick and Zadorov and Lowry all escape at the same time. Mark Kastelik back in the locker room for the rest of this one, as is Logan Stanley of the Jets. And everybody else has cleared the penalty boxes now. As Pasternak deals up ice here. Drive by Zacha. Comes off the Karam to Marchand. Pasternak will play it to the far side. Osterley stepping in for a shot. That's blocked by Pionk, and he's shaken up. Velarde leads the Jets up ice on a 2-on-1. Took the shot, and Swayman kicked away the save. Now looking back down low for Scheifele.
It's kind of going through the motions now. They gave up a 2-on-1 after that.
Zacha through neutral ice. Here's Marchand on the right wing side. Stops along the hash marks. Gives to McAvoy cutting into the circle. Backhand save made by Hellebuck. And McAvoy and Scheifele exchanged.
He was ready to skate away.
Yeah. Scheifele gave him a little slash across the legs. McAvoy went back at him, and a lot of chatter between those two. Marchand chatting with Scheifele as well as they go back to their respective benches.
Now, Trent Frederick's on the ice right now. He's going to take the face-off against Lowry. I take that back.
Elias Lindholm's going to take the face-off.
He's lined up on the left wing. You can either say it's all over with, which it looks like that's what they're doing, or go back at it again.
Here's Geekie at center ice, angling one off the near boards. Frederick Holding off DeMello. Gets it back to McAvoy for a shot with traffic in front. Geekie.
That hit Geekie.
He's down after getting hit with that shot. Slowly getting up. And he's not. Well, now he's back to his skates, but hobbling as he tries to get back on defense. Puck came back deep into the Bruins zone, around the far boards and just out before Pionk brought it back in across the line offside. Geekie trying to skate that one off. .6:01 to go, and a 6-1 lead for Winnipeg. Face-off win by Beecher. Beecher rated up the far wing. They get it on into the attack zone, holding off the Mesnikov. Deep for Koepke. Works his way back toward that far circle against Pionk in the far corner. Koepke turns and fires it around behind the net. Got through Beecher. McLaughlin will skate over to the near corner to play it. To the back of the net, Pionk there for the Jets, but his clearing effort stopped by Lorio on the far board. Now Pionk gets it back in the far corner. Puck comes across the ice and lifted into the Boston zone by Fleury. Lorio and Peak along the end boards. Lorio turns toward the far side. Deals one ahead for Beecher. Beecher carrying up the left wing side all by himself as the Bruins changing behind the play. Now Beecher will spin it around the near boards. Carlo with a shot off the wall. Never made it to the net. Osterley got it down low for Brazo. Brazo works his way into the right wing corner with 5 minutes even to play. Now Pasternak on the end boards. Zacha comes in to try to maintain possession. Scheifele got a stick on it. Zacha diving for it, couldn't get it. Out near the blue line, Carlo will send it back in on a delayed offside. Pasternak goes for a change. Brazo will do likewise. As Jets controlling the puck in their own zone. Down to our right. Fleury pass to Connor. Directed ahead, but stopped to the blue line by Osterley. Marchand feeds for Lindholm. Lindholm backhands it past Coyle in the far corner and toward the back of the net. Mello will play it off the wall, but Zadorov pinching down onto it, and then he gives away. Velarde and Connor will move forward here for Winnipeg. Velarde ran into both Marchand and McAvoy as he came into the zone, and the Bruins go back the other way. Marchand with a puck on his stick, far circle, trying to send one toward the middle. It was blocked, and Lowry's got it. Fleury from his own blue line, slowly ahead to the Boston line. Sends it across ice, out of the reach of Appleton, who then throws it to the net, and it squeaks in far post against Swayman. And it's 7-1. When it rains, it pours.
Well, you can add that one to the list then. We said there's maybe only one, now there's two. Not that it means anything right now, but
that might have even been from south of the goal line.
It was right at the goal line.
Mason Appleton with his 6th of the year. 4 goals now here in the third period for Winnipeg.
I mean, it finds like the only little hole he could find.
It's a puck-sized hole against that post. Deep in his own zone. Giveaway, shot, score. Chibrikov. It's 8-1.
Pretty happy with himself there, huh? Well, get the 8th goal, a little celebration.
2 NHL games, 2 NHL goals for Chibrikov in his career. That one beats Swayman high on the glove side.
It's just a turnover. And Peak trying to make a pass, gets blocked partially, and Chibrikov goes up over the glove side, point blank.
Puck controlled in the neutral zone here by the Bruins. Peak will dump it in. Pionk deep in his own zone around the near boards. Peak to keep in, throws it toward the slot. Frederick redirected but wide.
This one can't end quick enough here, right?
Been a long time since we've seen one of these.
Yeah,
there were
a couple this year.
Few of them early in the season. among those games that we were talking about. Game in Dallas, game in Carolina. Add this one to the list. Down 8-1 with 2:50 to go. Lohrei to his own blue line. Pass ahead for Koepke. Forced back toward the neutral zone. Iafallo gets it back in deep. Carlo's pass tipped ahead by Brazo, but Koepke can't catch up to it before DeMello clears. Iafallo pivoting toward the far side boards. Drops it back. On the red line, DeMello will dump it in. Near corner, Iafallo able to win it. To the back of the net for Scheifele. Scheifele brings it toward the near side. Iafallo one times it wide of Swayman. 35 shots on goal tonight for Winnipeg. 8 of them have found the net with 2 minutes to go. Boyle reaching for a puck against Appleton. Behind the net, Lowry. Lindholm a takeaway. Pass ahead for Frederick. Got through him. Jets skate back onto it in their own zone. Peak in the neutral ice. Has it back. Boyle and Lindholm along the near side get it across the blue line, but not very far. Appleton will play it off the far boards, and Peak will come back ahead of Niederreiter to play that puck. Around the near side, Coyle taps it free. Elias Lindholm trying to send it off the right side for Frederick. That blocked, and Lowry will bring the Jets back. Drop pass Niederreiter. Shot angles up off the back glass. Appleton played back into the far corner. Lohrei there. Moves it into the middle for Frederick. And now Peak will bring it out. 1:05 to go. Bruins will head on to Seattle from here. Got to put this one very far in the rearview mirror in the process. Koepke lifts it down into the right wing corner. Puck rolled past Nemesnikov along the far boards. Osterley to Koepke in the left wing corner. 38 to go. McLaughlin at the back of the net. Centering pass for Beecher, one-timer. On the near boards, Carlo skating down onto it against Pionk. Pionk wins it, then lost it. Beecher backhands one toward the slot. Pionk denies that. And with 20 seconds to go, crowd here at Canada Life Center comes to their feet as Winnipeg will take a decisive 8-1 victory here on home ice over the Bruins. Nemesnikov and Pionk just letting the clock run out. Siren sounds, 8-1 Winnipeg, the final. We'll be back with a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
At More Dog Comfort Spa, now you don't need to go far for your dog to experience pure comforting bliss. Choose from a variety of comforting options, from ecstasy-inducing scritchy scratchies to sensory-tingling butt sniff aromatherapy, all with complimentary Milk Bone Comfort chews. Let your dog experience the lap of luxury right from your lap. Give your dog a comfort chew today and let them chew their way to bliss.
More dog.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people wouldn't mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
New holiday deals just dropped at Lowe's. Get up to 30% off select major appliances, plus an additional $75 off for every $1,000 you spend on select kitchen major appliances from brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Amana, and Maytag. And don't miss big savings on DeWalt. Save $80 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 2-tool combo kit. Was $229, now just $149. Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/5 through 12/11. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
Full house this holiday? Switch to Fios Home Internet with whole home Wi-Fi and get fully covered. That means you get the 100% fiber optic network in every room of your home with a Fios 1 gig internet plan. perfect for when your extended family extends their stay. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. Whole home Wi-Fi includes one router and Wi-Fi extender. Wi-Fi extender provided during professional setup if recommended after Wi-Fi performance analysis or shipped upon customer request after setup. May require the purchase of additional Wi-Fi extenders.
What's up, y'all? It's Joe Budden. It's my favorite part of the holidays, Prize Picks. The best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving millions in player rewards.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HELMET and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code HELMET on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The holidays are coming fast, which means time is even more of a luxury. That's why Dime Beauty needs to be your one-stop destination for clean, master esthetician-founded skincare that really works. From rejuvenating eye serums and clean retinol alternatives to indulging body oils and non-toxic perfumes, Dime has it all. And for a limited time, Dime is offering 25% off site-wide when you use code HOLIDAY25. Looking to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles? Try their best-selling TBT cream, a clean, gentle retinol alternative that has all of the anti-aging benefits of retinol without the harshness. Or in search of a new winter perfume, try Dime's non-toxic woodsy fragrance Don LeBois. Dime has over 2 million happy customers and thousands of amazing 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Go to dimebeautyco.com for 25% off site-wide with code HOLIDAY25. That's dimebeautyco.com for 25% off with code HOLIDAY25. Happy shopping and happy holidays from Dime.
Where'd you get those shoes? Easy. They're from DSW. Because DSW has the exact right shoes for whatever you're into right now. You know, like the sneakers that make office hours feel like happy hour. The boots that turn grocery aisles into runways. And all the styles that show off the many sides of you, from daydreamer to multitasker and everything in between. Because you do it all in really great shoes. Find a shoe for every you at your DSW store or DSW.com.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.
Have you made the switch to Knix? Millions of women have made the switch to the revolutionary period underwear from Knix. That's Knix. Period panties from Knix are like no other, making them the #1 leak-proof underwear brand in North America. They're comfy, stylish, and absorbent, perfect for period protection from your lightest to your heaviest days. They look, feel, and machine wash just like regular underwear, but feature incognito protection that has you covered. You can shop sizes from extra small to 4XL. Choose from all kinds of colors, prints, and different styles, from bikinis to boy shorts, thongs to high-rise. You've got to try Knix. See why millions are ditching disposable, wasteful period products and have switched to Knix. Go to knix.com and get 15% off with promo code SHOP15. That's knix.com, promo code SHOP15 for 15% off life-changing period underwear. That's knix.com.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5thesportshub.com.